about point guards. Oscar would have came up.
We only talking about point guards passing.
Oscar who?
Well, them the only three. Magic, Kidd, and Stockton.
Oscar who?
Is the only three straight up. I could say like, all right, like,
bro, you ain't never seen no highlight of Oscar Robertson in your whole life. How you know he could pass?
Exactly.
Austin Reeves most improved.
But before we hop off on
that, Austin Reeves, he averaged like 3 points more than last year.
It's not about that though. It ain't about that.
Hey man,
and he
this is why people don't like our fans.
And he raised his
because y'all two
all 5 awards.
Y'all give us a bad name.
Y'all might as well get the Lakers off the awards.
That nigga said all 5 awards, huh?
For 50 wins.
Like this is Mobley's time.
Nigga, if Jaren Jackson would have played more minutes in games, he would.
Man, if my auntie had a dick, she'd be my uncle. Just make the pick, nigga.
You know what's funny though, Jaren?
All right, everybody can hear me good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what up, what up? Welcome to the All Grind Sports Show. We are politically incorrect. I go by the name of JC, and we got a fun episode ahead for y'all today, man. We're going to get into everything going on right now, from the season recap, play-in, a little bit of playoffs, all that good stuff, man. But first, just want to thank y'all for tuning in the way y'all have been. Make sure y'all continue to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us, and we appreciate that. So let me introduce my brothers, man. Episode 149 that we finna do right now. So next time we see y'all, it'll be $150. We got a milestone coming up. Keep running them downloads up, all that good shit. But first up, I'm gonna be nice today. Got one of my favorite Knicks brothers in the building. One of the most brilliant sports minds I know, especially basketball. My guy Chev, man. What's going on? Hold on. Can I explain why I'm being nice?
No, you can't. I want you to I don't want to take that risk with you. We gonna take it.
You smart man. You a smart man.
Right.
But you'll find out throughout the show. But how you feeling, my brother? One of the world's greatest poets in the building, man. Fresh off the Apollo stage. How my guy doing today, man?
I'm well, man. I gotta start packing as soon as we get off. I gotta fly out to New York tomorrow, but I'm in good spirits, man.
I'm busy. That's what I'm talking about. And next up, we got one of my youngins, also one of the most brilliant basketball sports minds I know, period. Ole Miss's finest, my guy Jay Will in the building.
What's good, man? Back in the play-in. Feels good. Not really, but it feels good, you know.
I bet the hell it do.
Man.
Ain't got nothing else to celebrate. But
I got hopes, man. That's the thing, only thing I got these days.
Hey, you still got Ole Miss golf, so
exactly.
All that suspense.
And women's soccer, don't forget, man.
Then next up, we got one of my day uno partners. My guy Tizzy back in the building, man. What's up?
Good deal. You
love the background, man. Yeah,
you see it. You see it.
We ready.
Luka and Bron. LaDon is coming through. LaDon is coming through. That's I coined it here first. Y'all ain't never heard that before.
I really haven't.
LaDon. The duo. You feel me? That's and then they got their sidearm and the AR-15.
Hey, pop your spit there, nigga.
Yeah, I need to know it, baby. But look, we out here. You feel me? It's a good day to be a Lakers fan.
Absolutely.
And we going for JJ for Coach of the Year.
I ain't say all that, but I'm with you on all that.
He's not Coach of the Year. You
look. We gonna talk about awards and all that shit in a minute.
All right, we gonna.
Goddamn, hold your horses.
That's crazy.
And then next up, man, it's one of my favorite things, man. We got a brand new special guest in the building, man.
Mm-hmm.
Got my guy straight from the West Coast, out of Dina. Prominent producer out here, man. Done produced for some of your favorites out there. But he came to just talk some basketball with us today. My guy 210 West in the building, man.
Yo, what up? I wish I could see Tizzy's background so I could see the Ladon, but I can't see it. I was curious what it looked like.
He said I can't see it. Hold on. Let me see.
Nah, it's probably something on his end. We see it.
Okay.
Oh, you feel me? I'm trying to help you out. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see you guys' video, but I can see your thumbnail.
Oh,
But yeah, first time that my brother's in the building, man.
Mm-hmm.
Very glad to have you. This is your first time, episode 149. So our
Mhm.
tradition here at All Grind, man, you got to run down all the squads, man. We need the NBA, NFL, we need all that shit. Right? Run us down the squads to introduce yourself.
All right, so I grew up a Suns fan, right? But I'm a Laker fan by default because of LeBron and Luka. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, as you can tell. And then baseball is the Giants. College basketball is who was my college basketball? Indiana University, and my football team is Notre Dame.
This nigga is all
over
over
the
the
place.
F.
All over the place.
God
man.
damn.
he got
Yeah.
pins.
Couldn't even
Hey.
keep up with that.
Hey, just
Yeah.
just go to each one. Hey, if you go to each one of them games and get a pin for a hat, bro.
You probably
Yeah.
don't have time to explain, but is there a reason behind all? Like, do you have the sentimental reason
Man,
behind
he
it all?
just like great
I do.
sports,
I
great
know I
sports
do.
moments.
My family is
Well,
from
it gotta
Indiana.
be sentimental to be a
Yeah,
Giants fan.
my
so.
family is from Indiana originally, and my older brother, me and Casey got an older brother that's in Minnesota, born and raised, and then my mom used to have a cousin that played for the Giants back in the heyday.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, do you
All right,
know
so
his
he got
name?
some legitimate reasons.
Yeah. Kevin Mitchell, he was a factor. He was part of the steroid era. So back when the A's had Ricky Henderson and Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire, he was playing for the Giants. If you look him up, his name is Kevin Mitchell. He's from San Diego, but he was hitting like 55 home runs a year too. He was part of that steroid era. He was knocking the motherfuckers out the park too.
Man, don't put this stitch on it, man. Just say
I'm
he was
just
part of
being.
that
I
old-
mean,
just say
if
he
you
was
look
part
it
of
up,
the bombing
That's
era.
that's
'Cause you
fair
feel me?
because
You
they
know?
damn sure don't put it on
don't-
Barry. So
it's part of
Yeah.
it's no,
Don't
but
put
he
that shit on them
no,
niggas,
but
man.
he
I'm just saying.
precedes Barry
Hey,
Bonds.
I'm
He
just
precedes
saying,
Barry
don't-
Bonds.
Don't tarnish the family name, gang. That's
Look, bro.
Not
Look,
in
bro.
public. Not in
Look, bro.
public. Not in public.
Niggas
Not
ain't
in
hitting
public.
65 home
Right
runs.
to it.
Let somebody else do it. Let somebody
They
else
not
bring
hitting
it up. You be
65
like,
home
I
runs
ain't
naturally.
said. I ain't said. Like we know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
you can't say it.
Look, you can't hit 65 home runs naturally, man. You just can't
and
do it.
then this
Hey,
my
yes
last.
you can. Yes you can. You see
Hold
that
on.
new bat they got? That
Yeah,
new bat?
now you can. Now you
Hey,
can.
go give Kevin that bat.
But you
Tell me what he do.
think Aaron Judge is not on human growth hormones?
He probably is. I believe a lot of baseball
Look how
players still are. Like,
look how big his head is. He wear like a nine and three quarters, man.
He the new
All right, look, this my last thing about your teams because we got a whole lot to get into.
Okay.
But my last one is how the hell did you go from Phoenix to a wherever he at fan?
So my favorite player of all time is Kevin Johnson. That we used to play for the Suns, who owns Fixins in downtown
No,
LA.
Kevin Johnson
We
is.
know Kevin
Some niggas don't, I don't, what I'm saying, I'm learning y'all knowledge, man, so I'm gonna find out. But that's my favorite player of all time, so that's how I was a Suns fan. And then I've been watching LeBron since he was in high school. I think I told you yesterday on the phone, Jay, that I watched him in high school when he came out here for the MLK Classic at UCLA. So I've been rocking with him since he was probably like in 8th or 9th grade.
So you was a Cleveland fan like right away.
Away.
Okay.
Right away. And then I was a Miami fan. Then I've been a Laker fan. So Luka's going to help me stay a Laker fan.
I don't know what it is with you.
In fact, I got the Luka jersey in the mail right now.
You can't deny greatness once.
F all that. I don't know what's up with
point.
these niggas who be knowing basketball like that.
That's why.
And then they just be like, "F it, I'ma just not have a team." I don't understand
because, bro, once you realize it's all a game, you just got to root for a personal person, bro. You can't go for the squad no more.
I can't relate, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all the great hoop heads I know, or most of them, don't have the F and team. Like that's what crazy. They follow a player.
You have to.
But
you just like, hey, look, put it like this. My boy Zoe, he a Detroit Pistons fan, but you know who his favorite player is? That boy right there.
That's about 90% of people under 30 right now.
Luka. that boy Luka right here.
He awesome, man. He awesome.
But the 24-25 season is in the books, man. That went hella fast. Some of you that are here today were actually on the NBA predictions episode. So that's what it felt like. It was 2 days ago. Like, I don't know where the time went. But
I feel like we should have reviewed that before this right quick.
I mean,
So
you were free to, nigga. You knew what you was walking into. You was more than welcome to go see what you got right and wrong.
I forgot some of my predictions, but I
mean, we got our official. Today's not the playoff preview. That's next week. So before next week, you have another chance to review and I'll look to double check to see if you capping or not on some of that sweet. We'll do it like that because next week is playoff time. Today we're gonna get into some stat winners and our NBA award predictions, play-in preview, and pretty much get up out of here. So we will start with the points per game leader. The guy, Mr. Shy, is our scoring champion. Think we got. Sorry, that was at 32. Read that off. 32 points per game on 52% and 37% from three. He was 0.2% away from 90% at the free throw line.
And he shoot like 9 a game.
Did he shoot
like
40,
top 5?
He shot 40% from three?
37. So now it wasn't 50, 40, 90 quite. I think he had one last year though, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was 50, 40, 90 last year.
It was not.
He was not? Does he have one? Or am I tripping?
That's what I was
only
looking for. That's exactly what I was looking for because that's what niggas was calling for him for.
Austin Reeves did it this year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should have brought my I'll say my Reeves jersey, well, my Reeves shirt for next week.
Nah, we gotta get.
I'm surprised that Shy don't have a 50, 40, 90 though.
He has a 90% free throw season. He has a 40% 3-point season.
He never did it all at once.
Never did together, no.
He doesn't shoot a lot of threes.
It shows you how hard it is
Not
to
a
do
ton.
it.
For the average man, not a ton. I think it's about 5-6. Okay.
There ain't nobody talking
around
to you.
5. Around 5, if that.
I think it's just shot selection.
Mm-hmm. And the space that he creates to get that 3-point shot, because he's not shooting contested 3-point shots at all.
Hell no. He barely take the open ones.
And he's 6'7". And he's 6'7", so he's shooting over anybody, and he shoot from the top of the head. So it's a really difficult shot.
Let me just not get this distinguished with the fans. I just want to make it clear that JC's point of view, 37% is a great 3-point percentage.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I don't know how these niggas, how they taking it right now. But
nigga,
I just want the record to show 37% is a great 3-point
shoot. In
shoot.
the NBA shoot 40%, bro.
37% equals.
That's a very small list, and to be honest,
$15 million a year.
If you're shooting 40 or better, that's like phenomenal. That's does it? You know what I mean? If you're shooting anything over 35, that is very damn good.
$15 million a year,
for sure.
Anthony Edwards is shooting 40% from three,
and which is impressive.
That's actually shocking because that nigga
he shoots 12.
He done had some abysmal shooting nights.
Say that again. How many?
He shoots 12 to 13 3-pointers a game. So that's outstanding. That's outstanding. Yeah, it is.
Come on now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's go. Our rebounding champ. And y'all know who that is?
Rebound.
I want to say Wemby.
Oh, I know it's not Jokic.
Wemby.
Mm-hmm.
No, he averaged 10.
Jokic.
Yeah,
it's
but
Jokic. You probably got it then.
Oh,
not Wemby or Jokic, because Wemby be putting up crazy shit. So.
If not Giannis, Sabonis.
No,
The bonus
got it.
Bonus may be a good one.
Sabonis.
Sabonis.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Wemby doesn't play enough games to qualify for any.
And Chev will like this. I'm sure you know who was
I know what
second,
he do
right?
lead in the blocks. He for sure leading the blocks.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Podeg, we know.
Cat went over to Madison Square, and I don't know what happened, but
Boardman gets paid. What you mean?
he's averaging nearly
You know what
13 rebounds a game.
Team.
So congrats to Cat on that.
'Cause
But
them niggas-
Sabonis is at 14 rebounds a game. Got the rebounding title. So shout out to Sabonis on that.
I just want to say I'm really glad that we got through the scoring joint with SGA and nobody said the phrase free throw merchant. And like I know I just
Man, we real hoop heads over here, Chef. You know better than that.
You know what
We
I'm
is
saying?
not Bleacher Report casuals, and maybe if
But that-
the
hey,
Gerbikich
hey,
guys
they
was
do
on here,
be
maybe they
calling
would have said
bullshit
that.
for Shay though.
It don't matter how you get
Let's
it.
not get on here and act like they don't be calling imaginary fouls for
It don't matter how you get
Guard.
the points though. It don't matter
It
how
don't.
you get it.
It
Shot
but
not
I'm
even
just
leading
saying.
the league in free throw attempts.
For a guard,
Yeah, he up there though, but he's
He
still
just
not.
makes his free throws. So you gonna call a nigga free throw merchant because he make them and y'all niggas don't? What kind of shit is that?
It's the shit that they say. Why they say a free throw merchant is the shit like the other day when he was playing against the Pistons, when he was playing against us, the Lakers, when he pushed
Tizzy,
off a
what
fucking.
what
when he
superstar
pushed
don't
off
get
a-
calls?
when
What
he pushed-
superstar don't get calls?
So what superstar get calls like he get? Nobody, bro. They
Damn near
they
all
get
of them. What are we
crazy
talking
shit.
about? Damn near
Jim-
all of them. Them two
Jimmy-
niggas behind
Jimmy
you
Butler.
right now.
Push off.
Pause.
You ain't never seen
Them
nobody
niggas behind
push
you
off.
right now. Pause.
Create space. You ain't never seen nobody create space, get away from a nigga, get a shot off, miss, and the ref call a foul.
I got two names for you. Jimmy Butler and Giannis.
They drive to the fucking hoop and do
So
bullshit,
does Sean.
nigga.
So does Sean.
Jimmy
always
Butler
they
doesn't
shoulder
drive.
up.
You've never seen Jimmy
Man, we
Butler.
not doing
You never
this,
seen Jimmy
bro.
Butler face
Chad, why
somebody
you
up.
do that?
Jimmy Butler don't face nobody up and go to the hole. His back is to the basket.
This nigga Chev on the
Okay,
smoke.
but
He
when
trying to
it's
get
back
them
the
views
basket,
up.
He's most likely pump faking,
welcome.
doing all this footwork type shit to get a nigga out of position to reach, and he throwing his shoulder, doing
That
a little
nigga Chev
work
said
move.
it's too civilized
Now,
in here.
I'd have gave you credibility if you'd have been like James Harden or somebody, nigga.
Bro, Giannis will
That's
literally
a free throw
Giannis will
merchant.
run you
That
over.
is a true free throw merchant.
Giannis get bullshit. When he won a championship,
He run the nigga
all
over.
bullshit.
Tizzy,
for him.
every superstar gets bullshit. What the F are we talking about right now?
Except LeBron.
Stop it, bro. Stop it. That is the king. That's who started it. The F is you talking about?
Nah,
These
Kobe.
That is the
don't
king of
get
that.
No.
That
Kobe
is the
doesn't.
king of
These
that.
don't get
What
that
is your
shit,
niggas
bro.
talking
That's
about?
why they up here for
He don't get it as much now because the
These
nigga
two
old.
niggas don't
Kobe
get that shit,
Kobe
bro.
started this. Kobe started this. Oh, that's the start. Luca is the
That's called
reincarnation.
making sure they call it, nigga. It's making sure that they call the foul.
I agree. It's not for this play, it's for the next play. They politicking for the next play. Luca's the best at it.
Facts.
They still don't like to call that shit for that boy though, man.
So Luca?
Yeah, it's because of skin color.
And shout out to Luca. He barely missed the mark. He was going to get suspended soon. Them texts. So
Yeah.
thank God the season's over.
Wait, do they carry out
roll over to the playoffs?
No. It starts over. You get a clean slate.
Okay, cool.
So you know the niggas who still be getting suspended after that, you really effed up.
That's why I was scared for Ant because, Ant borderline on that.
I think Ant did get suspended once, didn't he?
Nah, they
He
rescinded
took it
it.
away.
Oh.
They rescinded it.
If it did roll over to the playoffs, if I was,
They
I'm
rescinded
getting
it.
in game 81 just to be like, yeah, let's do this now.
Get out the way. That is smart. Yeah, that's smart.
Pull up on my Kelly Oubre. Use the you.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got our assist champion.
Trey.
Yeah.
Halliburton.
The Atlanta guy got it quick.
That's
Hey,
not-
let's talk about how Trae Young is underrated.
Overrated? That's what's
Under.
over? Oh.
It got really cool to disrespect Trae Young, and I think people ran with it. Partly because he talks shit and he's relatively bad.
So it's not the fact that he just doesn't play winning basketball? That has nothing to do with it.
I was
No,
getting
he's
into
just
that.
on
I
a
said he was
bad
relatively
team.
bad on defense. I was about to say he's turnover prone, but he's turnover prone because
Oh,
asked him
damn.
to be the entire
mean,
offense.
Wait.
Since he got here.
A Trae Young hater over here?
How is that hate? Because if explaining how the man
The
plays.
thing I said,
He got one
He explaining how the man
disrespect
plays.
Trae
I
Young.
got one question. Let me just make sure you don't like LaMelo Ball.
Who said I didn't
I
like
don't-
Trae Young or
There's
Nah,
nothing to talk about.
nah.
Melo's not put on the same pedestal as Trae Young, so
Okay,
there's no
just want
need
to
to
make
go.
just want to make sure because you mentioned winning basketball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
why do they
Melo
wanna-
Yeah, I don't hear
still
nobody.
play
I don't hear nobody
fucking
putting
winning
Melo on no
basketball.
crazy pedestal. The nigga
I
always
just-
hurt. So
I'm
there's nothing to talk
glad to
about.
hear that. I'm glad
He
to
don't
hear
play
that.
winning
What them niggas
basketball.
win,
If we gonna
15
talk
games?
about
What the
playing
fuck is
winning
he talking about?
basketball.
Trae has to be an entire offense. He's had to be an entire offense at Oklahoma. He's got to be
So
an
he
entire
don't play
offense in
winning
Atlanta.
basketball
He didn't have to
because
at
he
Oklahoma, but that's
fucking play because he averaged a double. He doesn't play winning basketball.
When people say like winning basketball,
His
they're talking
assist
about
to
playing
turnover
defense and
ratio
protecting
is
the rock from
what?
turnovers and not chucking up and not falling in love with the three. That's pretty much
His assist to turnover.
Especially when the game's
all
on the
that
line.
fundamental
That's
stuff
really
the
what's
coach will
gonna do it
cuss
for
you
me.
out for. That's
The
what
nigga
When it
is
comes to them clutch
5'10".
moments,
He's 5'10", y'all.
The nigga.
I don't know what y'all think people are arguing
what's,
right now.
what's the point?
Yeah, like I'm what's like come up.
I'm trying.
Because he
I
said
just
this
said
nigga.
why Trae Young gets disrespect. I didn't say he deserves it or nothing like that.
You said. I feel like what you said about his game is invalid. You said he turnover prone, and then
Trae
you
Young
kind
doesn't
of like
turn the
ball
slid it
over a
under
lot.
the rug because you said he run the offense.
Trae
Like
Young don't turn the ball over a lot.
his
You can go-
assist
I
to turnover
think he
ratio
led the-
margin is higher.
If I say you turnover prone, that means you
Then
turn over the
who?
ball a lot.
Higher
You turn the
than
ball
who?
over a lot.
I think he had
Please
more
say
turnovers
something dumb.
last year, bro.
Higher than who?
How many assists he average?
11.6.
If you
That was
How
enough to win.
many turnovers he average?
If you average 20 assists and
He
8 turnovers,
averaged damn near 5
still turnover
turnovers, Tizzy.
Yeah, like
Who
he
next?
he turns it
Five.
over a lot. I don't care whether you're assisting or not. He turns it over a lot.
5 turnovers is nasty work.
The fact
I
You gotta
don't remember the
run the
last
offense.
time I seen a
You
nigga
can't
average.
give him
11
grace
to
for
11.
The fact he's
11
running
to
the whole
5.
offense, I'm giving him grace for turnovers.
Tizzy,
good.
that's
That's
not
good.
good under any
That's good.
circumstances.
The scoreboard don't care.
Some of that shit don't even be his fault though.
Oh, here he. All
That's
right, bro.
how
Yeah, you
basketball
a
works.
Trey apologist. I'm sorry. We got it now.
Hey, y'all
We
gotta
can
stop
move
the
on.
hate with the
I
Trey name,
just don't
my
agree
nigga.
that he can't play winning
I feel
basketball.
like
Hates Trae.
anybody named
I
Trey
said he
Melly
doesn't.
can't-
I didn't say he can't.
You gotta.
He does not.
It's a slant.
And
to that
has
shit.
not.
I mean, he's got an Eastern
And
Conference.
I've
Finals
spoken
appearance.
to Atlanta fans who feel that way.
Bro, if this nigga, bro, if he had a better team around him, he wouldn't have so many turnovers.
Probably
I
not.
guarantee
No.
you that.
Get a better team around him for what? When he gonna be the one shot chucking?
He don't be, bro.
He probably doesn't. I mean, Trey,
He shot
because he's like
chucks.
5'10", not the
There we
quickest, he does have to shoot a certain distance to keep the defense honest, keep the defense like spread out, pace with everybody. Again, he did it at Oklahoma too. But at the same time, when people say winning basketball, them old school coaches will be on your head about them logo threes and them behind the back passes that go awry. But it goes with the good stuff. So there's good and bad to Trey's game.
And Chef, not only that too, but like it's not like he's scared to go inside the paint too. Like I mean, this
Yeah,
guy's
I don't know.
he's third in free throw attempts this year, which kind of surprised me a little bit. But it's not like that's the only part of his game.
I'm
It's
saying all
I mean,
of this for a
Trey-
nigga who's hold on. Y'all just
Okay.
y'all doing all this for a nigga who's shooting
is, like,
40%
best
from the
part of
field
his
right
game.
now. What the F is we
Even
talking
with
about?
the turnovers.
What are we talking about?
Trey gets a
I'm
lot of
saying
free
he
throws
can
kind of
score.
for the same reason that a LeBron would flop. Trey, being Trey's size, doesn't have to sell contact to you much. He does on occasion, but he doesn't have to much. He's real easy to move. When he gets bumped, you want to call
Because he
him.
looked like a pip
Refs
squeak
used
anyway.
to tell Shaq, if we called everything that happened to you, we wouldn't be able to play a game. Like bigger
That's
players,
crazy.
if you're able to push through a foul, they'll ignore the foul altogether. Ant-Man complains about it. Bron just started flopping for it. It is what it is. Guys Trey size, they don't have that problem. Referees actually try to protect guys like that. Unless you're Allen Iverson, then it's a whole different story. The refs didn't mess with my boy like that. But
Because he was out there, he was a real nigga out there.
essentially,
Let's go with Steele's title.
Dyson Chamber.
If you've been paying attention, you should know who won that.
Dyson.
And it wasn't close, by the way. Like
The
the next person
player.
was at like 1.8.
Who was that next
It
person?
was actually Gerber. Yeah, I know. I just caught
I
that.
know. I just want to.
Are you filling in for Isaiah today or something?
I just know. Every time I hear you talk about him, I don't really hear a lot of.
I'll
positive.
actually say something nice. Shout out to Gerbikich for being the first player, I guess, in some time or ever to finish top 3 in the 3 major categories. So that is otherworldly and not real.
Top 3.
He's top 3 in points, top 3 in rebounds, top 3 in assists. And top 3 in steals as well.
Who?
Gerbikich.
Nikola Jokic.
I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga talking about?
His shooting splits are pretty up
for whatever reason.
But this ain't about him. Dyson Daniels is our 24-25 steals champion as a rookie, and it wasn't close.
So is he? He's in a defensive player.
Wait, you said as a
absolutely?
Did you say as a rookie?
Yes.
No, Dyson Daniels isn't a rookie.
Dyson Daniels is a rookie.
No, he's not. He was on the Pelicans last year, bro.
Dyson Daniels?
Yeah, I think
Dyson Daniels been in the league for 3 or 4 years. He was on the Pelicans the last 2 years.
G League. Attended G League Ignite.
Nah, I think he was on the Pelicans the last 2 years.
That's crazy work.
That's nasty work.
He's been a Pelican since 2022. He played over.
This is like his 3rd, 4th year in the league.
Yeah, you know, rookie. If he was a rookie.
Oh, damn.
I know that because they bought him slated to win Most Improved. You can't get that as a rookie.
You're right. But
I feel like they need to change that award.
He's got 4 years at least in the league.
It says 2 years, bro. He got drafted in 22.
Right. We in 25 now.
But he could have went straight to G League.
He didn't though. He just said he played over 100
All right,
games.
That nigga from Australia, bro.
That's from Australia.
Yeah, that nigga from Australia. He wasn't even young when he got. He wasn't young when he got over here.
That's why he didn't go to the G League.
He was already playing professional before he got over here.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he was on the path.
He was supposed to be ready.
Yeah, trust me, that nigga seasoned, man. He played for their national team too this year. He did well, super well.
That nigga young as spit. That's crazy.
Herb Jones. That's a defense. But
shout out my nigga Dyson.
Oh, Steph Curry looking ass nigga. Yeah, but he been in the league like 3-4 years for sure.
All right, what else we got? Block title.
I don't know who got that.
I don't know if
he disqualified.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if he had enough games where they going.
Victor led the league in total blocks, but I don't think they give you a title if you didn't play a certain amount of games.
No, you win it. If you have it, you wouldn't.
You just can't get no money off of it, right?
You wouldn't be able to win the average, but if you get the total, you still get the total.
Yeah, he lead the total despite him.
So that means Miles Turner would have the
average, right? The average, but yeah, Victor Wembanyama still has the most total.
Because Kessler and Wemby didn't have enough games
ago. Oh, Kessler didn't have enough either. Okay,
so Miles Turner got the block title by default. Get this bum nigga out of here.
What about the rookie from Portland? What about the Klingerman or whatever?
He was top, I guess 3 or 5 technically, whatever.
He would have had a little bit more minutes because he didn't start at first. He probably would have been.
He didn't get no ticks at first. Yeah. You're right. He didn't get none at first.
Until everybody started getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
When Aiden went down, he kind of stepped up and was.
That's exactly what happened.
Ain't no damn stepped up. Wasn't nobody else on the court.
Hey man, I mean, if a guy comes in and
somebody got to get the points. Somebody got to get the rebounds.
Hey, Chauncey got an extension, so they must feel like something is going right over there.
That's what I was looking at. Like,
and that's why they at where they at.
That's what I'm saying. Niggas
that's
getting
exactly
fired.
why they at where they at.
Niggas getting fired at the playoffs and Chauncey getting extensions. That shit crazy, man.
That shit was insane. I'm like, what the fuck?
Has that nigga gotten more than 30 wins since he been there?
This year, I think. Didn't they get more than 30 this year?
But they give him leeway because Dame left. So they going to give him the leeway. But I don't know why they
was losing when Dame was there the last time.
Bro, I seen Anthony Simons at the Fox Hills Mall. He's a regular nigga height. I can't believe he get up like he get. Shit crazy.
You know, most of them NBA players be lying about their height, but that's a whole different story.
Man, that nigga like 6'1" tops. And I was with my girl. I said, he an NBA player. She said, who? I said, him. She said, him? I'm like, yeah.
Hell no.
You know what's crazy?
She said, hell no. I said, he's in a dunk contest.
Hey, you know what's crazy? You know my fiance did that to Austin Reeves, bro?
I can believe that.
This was like 2-3 years ago. I think like early 22. So he was still kind of getting his rhythm and he was on the court. She thought it was like one of the ball boys or something. She was like, oh, he plays?
Especially with his hairstyle.
That nigga been balling ever since he said that.
I believe that.
He said that shit in his interview, in one of the interviews, that should be happening to him a lot.
Reeves?
Yeah, he used to when he first started playing.
Yeah, I seen it firsthand, so I know. I think that's everything, right?
They wouldn't even let him in the game one time. AD had to tell the security, like, nah, that nigga played.
Are y'all buying the narrative that Draymond Green sold on himself that he gonna be the defensive player of the year?
Well, we about to get to that. I'm just talking about stats right now.
Gotcha.
Y'all already heard that y'all boy Ice Traded Gang is lead leader in turnovers once again. So we already talked
how
about
much?
0.3.
Steve Nash did it. Steve Nash did it too.
Cade averaged 4.4.
Steve Nash did it too in his MVP season.
We can't all be Chris Paul.
The top 5 in turnovers: Trae Young, Cade,
Chris Paul played 82
James
games.
Harden, LeBron, Gerber kids.
Usual suspects.
No Luka?
No Luka.
Russ ain't got the minutes, or else he usual suspects too.
That's true.
Where's let me see. That's a good question, though, Jay Will.
Because Luka.
Because I don't even see him in the top 50, so I know that ain't right.
Well, he didn't play enough games this year either.
Yeah, but they still show the
average.
Yeah.
I don't say because usually it's like Luka and Trae Young that's usually battling for first in that every year. The past couple seasons, I believe.
That's because Luka not used to having this much help.
Yeah, I know, but
Oh, see. Well, when I said that about Trae Young, it was
that's not the same thing.
It is the same thing, nigga.
Luka went to the finals, nigga.
They're definitely the two best passers in the game, though. Trae Young and Luka.
I'll take Jokic.
I'd like to disagree with that.
So, where would you put Chris Paul passing at?
Luka averaged 3.6 turnovers, so he's still not in that conversation with these.
Chris Paul is 4 years past his prime. That's where I put him at.
But I'm just saying, just period. Like,
and he still was the only nigga on a young team to play all 82 games. How shameful is that?
Chris Paul is one of the best ever, but just not currently. That's all.
Prime Chris Paul, I'm taking over any passer in the 21st century.
Them niggas said.
The only I'd even want to have a decent kid.
It's so much so I don't even like the conversation shit because I feel like it should just be a known fact.
Them niggas said he wasn't even top 5 on ESPN the other day.
Passers?
Who said that?
Ever or now?
Ever.
That Chris Paul's not a top 5 passer ever?
Yeah, the niggas said that shit.
ESPN got a little hate narrative going on.
Niggas be tripping.
I would have to think
they was talking. They was like Jason Kidd, Jay Williams.
Kidd got an argument. Jay Williams. That's a casual take. That is a casual take.
White Chocolate got an argument.
No, he don't. No, the F he don't.
Passing?
No,
just passing. We're not
being flashy.
Not at all.
Yeah, being flashy.
Not at all.
He can get an L1 award or something like that.
Right. What the fuck?
So name your top 5 passers all time.
I would have to try to think who's better. That would be hard.
Can we real quick? Can we touch back on White Chocolate real quick? Because I had this debate the other day. Who got more handles, Jay Will or Austin Reeves?
Yay.
And can I tell you my answer?
Wait, ooh.
I mean, can I be honest with you?
I feel like you finished.
Can I be honest with you, too?
Yes, please. Yep.
I'm going to be extremely biased on any White Chocolate conversation because how he was hating on Kobe a couple years ago. So I can't even have an objective. And I'm admitting it to the panel and the fans. I'm not being objective on that bum. Overrated. I only had 2 good years and we walk around like I'm top 10 all time.
So this is the thing with White Chocolate. On the fast break, he's definitely killing Austin Reeves on all that like handle shit. But like when I'm getting ready to come up here and just take you to the rack, like come here, get over here. Let me take you to the rack. Get over here. Let me take you to the rack. It's all day. Austin Reeves got way better handle when it comes to that.
Reeves a far better player. We know that.
Well, yeah, and this one-on-one period.
Hey,
Jason
what's crazy?
Jason Williams had like fast break.
You know what's crazy is I was just looking at a clip. They do the side-by-side clips. You know actually who this nigga game low-key look like?
Luka.
No. Pistol Pete. That's who he dribble like.
Reeves?
Yes. Yes, nigga. Pistol Pete.
I have to look at
I'ma
those
send you
white
clip,
and
bro.
black clips from 60 years ago.
It don't, bro. That's that nigga, bro. The white and black clips don't lie. That shit was flashing. It was tick, tick, tick. It got that shit in 3/4 motion, nigga. Slow mo, damn near.
Reeves understands angles a little better. Reeves is bigger. I think Reeves' footwork is better. I think Reeves plays in a higher spaced offense, but I don't think he dribbles better than Jason Williams now.
He's a better player. That's what I say.
Oh yeah, for sure. He better than that. Like overall.
Yeah,
That
he's for sure a better player. Dribbling.
So Chev, you said Magic, Stockton.
I said Magic, Stockton, Jason Kidd, CP3, and the 5 is what gets hard for me because you got to think about Isaiah Thomas.
Well, I'm just thinking passer. I wasn't thinking point guard. Period. Just passer. Those three.
No, we talking about point guard passing.
Oh, I just said passing.
We
Steph
talking about
came up if we was talking about point guards. Oscar would have came up.
We only talking about point guards passing.
Oscar who?
Well, them the only 3. Magic, Kidd, and Stockton.
Oscar who?
Is the only 3 straight up. I could say, like, all right, like,
bro, you ain't never seen no highlight of Oscar Robertson in your whole life. How you know he could pass? They ain't got no clips of that nigga. They ain't got no clips of that nigga playing basketball. You ain't never seen an Oscar Robertson pass.
Hey,
before.
you just see the fucking numbers.
Right? How can you say he's a top 5 passer?
I said point guards because he asked.
No, we not
doing point guards.
You ain't seen
shit. We're not talking about the
They're
top 5
not.
point guards.
Jay, was we not just calling the Will for that same
passing ability all time? Best
there ain't no highlights of this nigga. He played in the 80s.
But I do know.
Kid.
You asked
if I was talking about point guards. I said that's a different list. Oscar would be on just a point guard list.
Oh, okay. No,
as in
Hold on, no, Chef. Hold on. I got a small defense for you though. Even regardless of what Tu is saying, the fact that Oscar was getting 10 plus assists in an era where they didn't count once you took dribbles and transition assists, but there is something to be said about that. So I'll give him that. He's missing a lot of assists as well from his time without me seeing the clips that you're talking about.
I was saying, like, if you're to ask me to rank point guards, Oscar's going to make it before.
There is not 5 passers in NBA history better than Chris Paul. I mean, is there anybody that disagrees with that?
I gotta be honest with y'all. I've never heard nobody call Oscar Robertson a point guard before.
What'd he play?
He's listed as a point.
He was a guard. I've never heard him be called a point guard before.
He's ran point on every team he's ever been on.
Yeah, I feel like it's point.
Always.
I've never heard him be called a point guard before. He was a guard, but I don't think of him as a point guard. What was his size?
About 6'5".
What the hell size got to do with it? Brian played like a point guard.
Well, in the 80s, size had a lot to do with it, nigga, because you was 6'5".
Oscar wasn't in the 80s.
Yes, he was. When was
Oscar's like 60s, 70s?
That's even worse because then
that's even worse. Exactly.
They really wouldn't have listed his ass.
That's what I'm saying.
They listed him as small forward or something.
Yeah. Robertson played 14 years in the NBA. He was listed as a point guard 14 times.
What years did he play from?
61, 70.
Goddamn.
In that time, he led the league in assists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
Yeah. But like Jay said,
how come it ain't no video of him playing like that for real? We got video.
Because
we got videos of Bob
Cousy
playing. But we got Bob Cousy dribbling the ball like
why
this.
Why don't never bring out?
And why ain't no video of that 100-point game? Yeah, I'm bringing it up again.
No. Why ain't no video of Lisa Leslie's 100-point game, nigga, at Crenshaw High School?
The Celtics.
I thought hers was 200 or something. I thought it was more than 100.
Recorded games.
So 100 points in an 8-minute quarter.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was something.
With running clock. That don't make no goddamn sense.
What about Cheryl Miller?
That's crazy.
That shit it don't make no sense. In
California, was in the paper though.
8-minute running clock.
All right, hold on now. Y'all coming for LA Legends and shit now. Y'all too much dip on the chip. Let's slow down.
Hey, I think if you back to regular schedule program. Got the footage, nigga.
Y'all leave Lisa Leslie name out your effing mouth.
All right, we gonna drop her because that's little baby. That's big mama for real.
Oh, where are we at? NBA awards. It's time to give out some awards. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go Rookie of the Year first.
You. Throw this whole class away. You got it.
Bronny.
I'm bored with
just
y'all.
for jersey sale, nigga.
JJ,
that's nasty work. That is nasty work.
Does it have to be Stephen Castle?
Stephen Castle.
It has to be.
Well,
I mean, only other person that has a case is what's his name from Washington, and I don't know if he played another.
E.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Come on, man.
I mean, they'll probably have Zach.
This class whack. I don't want to talk about them.
That's why I said Bronny, nigga. You just put his G League stats up there.
Tizzy, that's how you know Bronny trash. Is that the fact that it's a trash class and he still didn't do split?
I didn't play as many games as them niggas.
So did Dalton,
as he should have. As he
Dalton
should
Connect end up averaging 10? Did Dalton average 10 or less than 10 when it was all said and done?
Last year?
This year.
This year.
I probably like.
Dalton ain't no rip.
Probably less. Yeah, Dalton is a rookie.
Dalton was in that same. Dalton was the first round.
Yes, he is. He was the first round pick.
Dalton Connect is definitely a rookie.
This was Dalton's first year.
Oh,
yeah,
am I tweaking? Am I tweaking right now?
Nigga, how you think Dalton not a rookie, but you think Dyson Daniels is?
That's what I'm saying, man. Maybe I'm tweaking today.
Don't know about
Damn, hey, you want to hit this? This shit get your mind right.
Real, I need the smoke at this point.
Dalton is a rookie, but you know what? Dalton still has the season.
I don't know,
high.
Maybe it was. You know what? It was a long year. You know, maybe it
Dalton,
felt like two
but
seasons.
Dalton has the season high. He has the season high.
This nigga Dalton got traded and came back and all type of shit. So,
but he had 39. He had 39 and he had 9 threes in one game. That's still the season high for a rookie this year.
Facts.
Really?
So why is Dalton not in this conversation?
Because a nigga got traded, bro. So I let you know what they thought of him.
And isn't he like slowly kind of falling down rotation too?
I just want to know what
because he got hurt. Because he got hurt.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Stephon Castle.
Dalton played the most games on the Lakers this year. Look it up.
That nigga came back and he just wasn't in rotation.
Oh my.
The nigga already 25. If you think about it, he was in college for 6 years. He went to JC.
Rookies typically are on bad teams, so they don't really hold winning against you for those situations because the high picks are usually on bad teams. Stephon Castle was putting about 14, 4, and 4. Dalton Connect was about 9, 2, and 2. That's why there's not a conversation there.
Dalton was, like you said, but Dalton wasn't lottery picked up.
No one cares when
they get extra points because you wasn't a lottery pick.
You don't get extra points for scouting.
The expectations are higher when you're a lottery pick. Oh yeah, absolutely.
You out here giving moral
but that's expectations, though. You know, we talking about.
I'm not gonna lie. That's another conversation that NBA media or sports media as a whole really needs to work out because it's bullshit. Like you're penalizing athletes for scouts' ability to do their jobs.
Right.
Their job is to tell you who the best player is. You were wrong about that, and now I gotta be a bust for the rest of my life.
I know this is another sport. I know this is another sport, but that's why Josh Allen got that here nigga damn MVP because they penalizing the GM for actually building a good team.
I would agree with.
So that is a sports discourse.
Nah, but
I would agree if they weren't making millions with you. If they weren't making millions, I would agree with you. But they're making millions, nigga. So that is my fault. I'm a buzz. That doesn't matter when you're making millions. That doesn't matter.
I'm saying as far as when it comes to the discourse of the awards, you're penalizing other players for, he didn't have as much help as this guy. And that's not right. So the GM is in trouble or it's going to hurt my guy because I know how to put him in the best position to succeed. And that takes away points from him because the other one is on a team with a GM who put some dog water around it. If I'm playing better, I'm playing better.
But
if your talent good, you just
especially if it's a rookie of the year.
On a rookie of the year.
Because Brian and Melo was going crazy, nigga.
I still think Melo should have got that.
Melo definitely should have got it, but
nah, bro. Don't disrespect him.
Melo should have got what?
Rookie of the year.
100%. 100%.
Did they?
Bron
Bron got that shit, nigga.
Got that off the media hype, like but it's
No,
cool.
he didn't, nigga. You gotta look at his team. Look at his team, and then go look at Melo team.
Like,
That's why he got it.
How hype LeBron James was.
That's why he got it, bro. No.
Oh, y'all talking about that? I thought y'all was talking about Lil Melo. Y'all talking about OG Melo.
Oh no, we talking about hard Melo.
No, we talking about the real Melo, motherfucker.
Shout out hard Melo though. Yeah, the real Melo. Thank you.
Shout out to Melo, by the way. First
Nigga, Hall of
ballot, Hall of
Fame,
Fame,
ballot,
inductee.
But Carmelo
So
also
that
got
was
drafted. Carmelo also got drafted with a team that had a little bit better squad than LeBron did.
That's
too,
why. That's why he
still-
didn't get.
you
You talking about the
rookie of
team coming off
20
17 wins? That's the better team you talking about?
They had a better squad than Cleveland, though, bro. They did have a better squad than Cleveland.
They
Cleveland
did,
had
nigga.
Cleveland had the number one pick for a reason. The
Cleveland
number
had
one pick.
because they won the lottery. Cleveland had an all-star from like a year or two before that was still on the team.
Who you talking about?
Big Z,
Jonas
nigga.
Ilgauskas. That's who you're talking about.
Nigga,
That
come
weak
on.
ass-
Big Z, not the little one.
That is
Come on.
Same nigga that got dunked on by D Wade.
Who
That
has the
was a-
D-Wade dunked on? What the hell kind of...
This
and
nigga
that wasn't
brought
even
up
him.
like
And that
Connie
wasn't
Hill.
even him, by the way.
That's
He's talking
Il
about
Ilgauskas?
That's the
You ain't even
nigga that
talking about
made
the race
Bron
center.
leave.
Bro, Ilgauskas, the only other center in the East was Matt Geiger at the time, bro. That shit was weak.
Think about it.
I was just saying, let's not try
What
to act
was-
like Denver was in
German-
poverty for 10 years straight before Melo
Bro.
walked in the building. Like, let's stop that.
And Cleveland was what before what?
The same spit. So he didn't have nothing worse than what LeBron had.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to look that one up, man.
The
I don't
Nuggets
know.
made the playoffs.
They did. They had that pick.
With Melo.
They had that pick because of a
With
trade.
Melo.
Because of a trade.
I know.
Because of the
That's why
trade.
I think Melo should have won Rookie of the Year. I think numbers-wise, they were about even. If you're going to say Melo's on a slightly better team, then he should have a little bit less opportunity. But yet still, it was what, 21, 4-3 to like 25-5? If you want to say Bron was a better defender, maybe I'll hear you out on that.
No, you could say
LeBron was
turned
running the show,
that
though.
team wasn't a playoff team, and when Bron went there, nigga, it was a playoff team.
No, they
Nigga,
weren't.
That's
It was not.
rookie of the
Hey,
year.
No, they weren't.
Rookie of the Year, no, they weren't.
No, they
Melo made the playoffs. Bron did not.
Fuck you, son.
First 2 years, Bron didn't make playoffs.
He going crazy.
Carmelo
Damn
had
near,
Marcus Camby.
damn near made it. Fucking
Carmelo
with
had
the
Marcus
niggas.
Melo
Camby,
did make
and
it
he had
in the
Andre
West
Miller.
at that. He did make it. Wasn't no damn
Because he had a better team. Them niggas, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Nigga,
better
Bron
team
was
that won
the
17 games. All right.
I don't know if y'all remember who Andre Miller is, but that's who the point guard was when Carmelo got drafted. Andre Miller.
I'm
Andre
well
Miller
aware
was
who
the top.
Andre Miller, top 10 in assists all time. I'm well aware who Andre
And he
Miller
from LA, Verbum Day High School, Watts
He
born
better be
and
top 10
raised.
assists. My boy played a billion
Nigga.
years.
He did, yeah, you're right. He
That's
did play.
a
He did
ball.
play a billion years. He did play a billion years. He absolutely did.
But we
No,
sitting there
basketball
arguing
like
and saying
stuff.
Bron didn't have a. Come on, bro. That's why he got it, nigga. He playing with some
Oh, my
bums,
God.
nigga. All them niggas from that team,
Yeah,
damn
they
near
were all,
what the jail are broke right now.
and they were all out of high school too. Your Darius Miles and shit like that. I think
Miles.
Larry Hughes. I think. Was
I ain't
there.
gonna lie,
Shout
Darius
out to
was supposed
Larry.
to be like that though. Let's stay in real time and not play.
But was
Darius
he?
was supposed to be like
What happened?
But he wasn't.
though.
But he
I
wasn't.
just want to point out this year's Rookie of the Year waste is so uninteresting that we are talking about 2003s. Or what, 2004s, I should say.
So is Castle. Is everybody in agreement with Castle?
Yeah, we agree with Cal.
We got
Except Shed. He said I should be Rookie of the Year.
I guess we got to.
You got it, guys.
I mean, who else is there, nigga?
I mean, even if people are healthy, like the only person we'd be talking about is like McCain. I think, like that's it. Like
So, hold on, Alex Sarr's in this conversation. Like y'all,
No, he's not.
y'all niggas are being very
That
disrespectful.
nigga's a bum.
I know that they was
Where
dog
Ace-
water, but
where
them
Ace
niggas
Dillon
signed
Cooper
10
at? Let me
bigs.
get the new rookies in. I'm tired of these ones already.
exactly.
They signed 10 bigs, and if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the top 10 in blocks this season. So I would put him at least in the conversation. I'm not saying he would be it, but he's in the conversation for sure.
Sure, it's just not. I'm just not interested. In
We have never cared about team success when it came to Rookie of the Year. Let's be
course not. Never,
completely
never.
honest right now.
We haven't, but if the numbers are even, we do need something to break a tie.
So if that's the case, why didn't give it to Jabari?
Who would they give it to that year?
Wiggins.
Wiggins was Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Jabari. I like Jabari's game so much better too.
I wish he would have never.
At that point, he was better than Giannis.
He was. They would have been a cold ass duo.
Giannis was. They would have been. Giannis was deferring to him, bro. Yeah.
2015. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was like Giannis, like what, rookie second year, 2015?
Yeah, something like that. Nigga was still skinny. He didn't hit that steroid cycle yet.
Yeah.
All right, let's go, man. Because we got
was good for about 20.
Coach of the year.
JJ.
Yeah, JJ.
J. Will.
Like Tizzy said, JJ.
JJ.
If that award is not in Cleveland or Houston.
No, JJ, bro.
JJ.
For what?
The turnaround. Turnaround.
What turnaround?
The turnaround was Luka.
What turnaround?
Nigga, the play-in tournament? That's the turnaround. The last 3 years?
Wait.
So because we went from 7 seed to 3 seed, you're saying that he's coach of the year over all the other contexts in the NBA.
Well, you know,
I take it back.
I take it back.
Look at
Thank you, because JB Bickerstaff just took Detroit out of literal hell poverty in 1 season.
Udoka. I forgot about that. Udoka.
I would say Udoka, but he fumbled the biggest bag I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
so I guess I'm biased with that nigga too.
But
so I'm going Bickerstaff.
Why?
Because
he was getting some cut up. How do you fumble that? They played him, bro. They played him.
You fumbled me along, so I don't trust your judgment, nigga. I'm going Bickerstaff.
All right, JJ or Bickerstaff.
Don't let me be a player. It's a reason why. It's a reason why he was cheating on Nia Long. I guarantee you that, sir.
You know, it's like that good enough.
That's what I was gonna say. It's dry. You know, I don't know who listened to y'all podcast. So
there's no excuse. No excuse, nigga.
Bro, I'm smoking on a podcast. That tell you enough.
Okay, true. Well, I can't see y'all. That's the problem. I can see y'all thumbnails, but I know it's crazy. I can't see the video.
That is crazy.
Ime got a 2 seed out of Children. Bickerstaff has Cleveland as a 60.
One of those is the only correct answer.
For the
I'm not
only time
nothing
LeBron
else.
James.
Those are the only 2 correct answers. No, I'm not. Hold on, Chaz.
So JJ
Cleveland was already back on track.
Ain't a good argument for coach of the year.
Who?
He not JJ. He not a good argument.
No, absolutely.
Oh my god!
It's either Bickerstaff.
These Laker haters. That's it. Anything Laker nation.
I'm a Laker hater now.
Y'all niggas hating.
Wow,
cool.
the nigga who's been a Laker fan for 26 years is a Laker hater. I was unaware of that. All right.
Yeah,
it's either Bickerstaff or the nigga with the worst judgment period on planet Earth.
So
it's one of them 2 niggas.
That team playing better defense than I ever thought.
Atkinson would be like in that 3-4 range.
I feel like it's between those 2.
JJ Redick is coaching the hell out of that defense. They're better at it than I thought they'd be. With no JJ did a hell of a job this year. JJ
We're talking coach of the year. Just because you're not coach of the year don't mean you were a bad coach.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying he at least top 3 in that motherfucker for the conference.
You know who's a really good coach?
Hell no. Like,
a really good coach is the Orlando Magic.
If number 1 winning, cool. If number 2 winning,
like what the fuck? Like, nah, he in there for coach of the year, bro.
Imagine if they were like a little bit more healthy. I feel like
nigga looked at the camera and said, "No way!" Like, whoa, this nigga.
No, I'm doing it.
Look, he gonna do it again.
I mean, there's somebody. Hold on. There's somebody in the NBA who got 68 wins this year. Like, that's not a conversation. 68.
Oh, the Thunder got 68.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how is that not? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Just because you got coach of the year, there's still competition this year.
Foul margin, gonna win you the game
by too much talent. Because OKC's roster is kind of like Houston's, except in terms of age, but they have a legitimate superstar.
So he can't get coach of the year because Sam Presti doing. See, you the same nigga. You talking about the same niggas you had an issue with,
and he shouldn't. I'm trying to tell you why he won't.
Who was
penalizing him for Presti doing a damn good job?
Who was coach of the year last year?
Finch.
Yeah, Finch.
Who the fuck did he coach?
Minnesota, nigga.
You know what? You know who's a good coach that's underrated is the coach of the Magic, man. Because think about it. Ben Carroll missed 30 games. Franz missed 30 games. These niggas.
If he would have finished top 4, I would have picked him. If he would have finished top 4, I would have picked him.
He's a great coach, bro. He got them young boys.
He still had them in contention, but once Franz got hurt as well, it kind of
but they still
to overcome.
they still in the play.
You know, as crazy as that nigga Jordan drafted that nigga.
You need at least top 4, top 5. Then I would have gave him some more love. Like Bickerstaff is 6, and I'm giving him love because of the context. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so nobody's talking about. What about Tyronn Lue? Does anybody feel like he has?
He's a good coach, but no.
Nigga, he's getting ready to get fired.
What's that? No.
Nigga, he's getting ready to get fired after this season. What you talking about?
You fired Tyronn.
Mark my words. Mark my words. Tyronn Lue out of there.
They get knocked out in the first round.
What's today's date? What's today's date? The 14th? Mark my words. That nigga out of here, bro. Trust me.
I don't think you can find a better replacement than Tyronn Lue.
It's not about that. It ain't about that.
Yeah, why would you fire Tyronn Lue at this point?
Because boy, it's about winning with the bomber dude. Like Tyronn Lue's a great coach and all that, but he trying to win, bro.
Yeah,
I'm trust me. Why would you fire Mike Malone?
I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
He lost the locker room.
Yeah, and that's the easiest way to lose your job. It don't matter how good you are.
I mark my words. Tyronn Lue out of there, guaranteed.
I don't see it. Not this season.
He gonna be in Phoenix next year. Watch.
Not this season. I don't see it. If he does walk away, it's gonna be like one of them mutual agreement kind of things.
What's the over under? I'm telling you, Tyronn Lue out of there. He gonna be in Phoenix next year.
All right, so I need everybody to put a name on it. Who's your
JJ
Tizzy.
for sure.
Y'all
JJ.
Jay.
Bickerstaff.
Shut.
Either Ime or Kenny Atkinson, but it's probably going to Atkinson.
Kenny, who the fuck he coaching these days? Wasn't he the Lakers assistant last year?
Cleveland.
Yes.
Oh, okay. He was the Lakers assistant last year, wasn't he?
Yep.
I think he or was it the Warriors? I can't remember.
No, it was the Lakers. He was on the Lakers bench.
Cavs roster has 64 wins and
But the Cavs should have been doing this though. They got the talent. Like they should have been doing this with it.
It's not surprising.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
really
still
not.
impressive though. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Cleveland they were talked about as one of the top teams in the East. So
yeah, but like third.
That's true.
So you get coach of the year because you got a couple spots more than what we thought?
Isn't that what every Laker fan is asking me to do right now?
Not this Laker fan. So what are you talking about?
That's not every Laker fan.
I said everybody but JJ, nigga.
He said we not in the play-in, so he's coach of the year. So yeah, I wanted to.
That's a big turnaround, nigga. Defensively, offensive rating, nigga. Whole team look different, nigga. You just penalizing JJ because he got Luka and LeBron.
You put Luka Doncic on any offense in the NBA and it look different.
100%.
You gotta look different, baby. It's cool.
I want to give it to Ime. The league go with Atkinson. I'm not mad at Atkinson. Bickerstaff is interesting. I like Bickerstaff.
I think OKC coach just because of the record, he got a chance too, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
That is possible. We have seen that.
So much credit for that.
We have seen that.
But wasn't they the number 1 seed last year too?
No. Yeah, Minnesota was.
Well, then if that's the case, it should be. It should be the overall number 1 seed.
Okay.
Just go to the coach of the year, overall number 1 seed.
That's what it is. That's what it is for the All-Star game.
Saying you might as well overall.
No, not always, because if you coach last year, then they go to the 2nd seed.
Right, but in theory though, it's always the prior one, and that's some new shit. Where you can't coach 2 years in a row, that's some new shit. Actually, I wasn't always like that. Yeah. I don't even know why they do that. It's weird.
They start doing that shit.
Probably because Phil was coaching every year.
Steve Kerr was coaching every motherfucking year.
Question: is the Lakers roster
not a good coach
right now?
He just get that shit for popularity. He is not really a good coach.
You said what, Chef?
Did you see what
the
fuck
Lakers
he just
roster
did last
better
night?
than the Rockets roster right now?
What?
LeBron and Luka.
Is the Lakers roster better than the Rockets roster right now?
Yes.
100%.
Yes, 100%.
All right, cool.
I mean, what do you mean, bro? They got Luka and LeBron. How could they not be? Like,
then why are we talking about JJ Redick as a better coach than Ime Udoka for this award?
You said why?
If I have a better roster than you, but less wins than you, why on earth would I be coach of the year?
Well, Luka, he's only had Luka for 15 games, so we can't count that.
All
can't
right,
count
Not
the
15,
Luka.
that was not 15 games.
How many games has he played, though?
I like 25.
Did he have a better
Yeah,
roster?
like 20 something.
Probably more.
Yeah,
Probably.
15 and 10.
I know he was hurt.
15 and 10. And we got him coming back from an injury.
Did he have a better roster when it was Anthony Davis?
Hell no.
So when
Anthony Davis is always hurt.
Lakers were less talented than the
Anthony Davis been healthy this year, though.
I'm not subscribing to that shit.
Barely, no.
Okay.
No.
At least in LA, he's been healthy. I think this year.
All right. Because who had the Rockets in the top 3 when the season started? Anybody?
Nobody.
I'm not gonna hold you.
I don't think anybody. I mean, if we go back to our NBA
Not a
preview
soul
episode, I'm sure we were very disrespectful when it came to Houston. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I got my.
For sure.
my bad, y'all. I'm having some technical difficulties, but we're going 6 man of the year now.
6 man? Damn.
Fred.
I don't know.
Rich.
Yeah, I don't.
Peyton Pritchard?
It gotta be him or Beasley.
And I like Beasley too, man.
That's really the only true conversation to me. That'd be one of them two.
I feel like Pritchard's impact.
Y'all see how AE did Beasley for popping it?
You said what? What happened?
So
Anthony Edwards did Malik Beasley.
yeah, so Beasley, I guess Beasley was popping Smith the other day because he was leading the league in total 3-pointers and said he's about to be the first player off the bench to lead the league in total 3-pointers, right?
Yeah,
So he was like, yeah, AE, like you gotta get 7 of them things to pass me.
and you did.
And AE went out last night and got 7 of them things.
It's like a clip of like Anthony Edwards, like asking the coach to put him back in so he can break that record too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You could have just quiet.
Crazy work.
I'm gonna take Pritch. I think it's ridiculous that Boston got away with having 3 different Derek Whites. It's actually upsetting me.
Yeah,
You need 3 different Drew Holidays.
Yeah, unfortunately, I gotta go with the
Is he
White
better
guy.
than Derek White? You feel
Bullshit.
me? So, yeah. And that's who they play.
In terms of value too, like I feel like Pritchard's gonna be one of those like important key assets when it comes to the playoff for Boston as well. Like I can like
for sure.
he can be
Yeah, he gotta play well. And it's gonna come down to Jaylen Brown's health. Because how is that injury really, you feel me, gonna linger? Is it how he really gonna play? Because that's the MVP.
I just hope they don't rush him back, especially for the first round.
Yeah.
If they get their ass beat, fuck me, you better come back.
Hell yeah, you got all summer to hit, nigga.
If you getting whooped by like the Bulls, I mean, that's just kind of on you, man. I'm not gonna hold you. Even without Brown, you should still be.
Nigga, first of all, you assuming it would be the Bulls they play.
I'm just saying, like, they should still be able to handle business.
Orlando, Atlanta, Chicago, Miami. Yeah, there's nobody here that means you got to bring Jaylen Brown back.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, most you take them.
That's
to like,
effed up.
That's it. Like,
Who out of them gonna make you bring Jaylen Brown back early?
Shit, depending on the series, nigga.
How that series about to go, there's no reason to bring Jaylen Brown back for that.
like, they should.
And if he's cleared and wants to play, sure, but I ain't rushing that.
Exactly, especially in the
I'm
playoffs.
saying rush it, but if you get you in the series and it's 2-2, you hey Jalen.
It won't.
Jalen.
Celtics in 5 first round.
No, nigga. Celtics in 6. It don't sound like good. It don't sound like
hold
good.
on, wait.
That's
So
just
I need everybody's 6 man of the year pick. Chev got Pritch, I got Pritch, J. Will.
Rich.
It's a clean slate. Unanimous.
2, you feel the same?
Yeah, it's unanimous.
y'all can't keep getting all these damn guards. I'm sick of it here.
Shit, I'm trying to think of the 6 man that I can even think of right now.
It ain't
I
nobody,
guess.
bro. It ain't.
It really ain't.
It's him or Beasley, bro. Like, let's be for real.
Yeah, Pritchard, Connington. I guess I don't know. He go for 40 last night, didn't he?
I mean, everybody going for 40 right now. Everybody resting.
I thought Bronny was gonna give me more than 4 fucking points last night, man.
Why do you think that?
Because
he's gonna play the whole fucking game. That's why.
Again, why did you think that?
That comes with 10 at least.
Brian,
it doesn't.
Dog Connect fire that bitch. He do not get that bitch back to Bronny when he
ain't that funny? You notice that shit too, right? When
he makes sure the ball don't get back to Bronny.
I said the same shit. When they be in the end of the game with like 2 minutes ago, when you think it's gonna be Bronny time, Dalton just start firing that bitch, don't he? I'm like, bro, you played the whole game.
What you talking about?
Dalton was the first get that bitch up. Get that
bitch up. 30 minutes. He played 30 minutes and still I'll be out there firing at the end of the game. That shit is crazy.
Again, Dalton Connect is their first round pick. Why would it be Bronny time?
Exactly.
Nigga, because it's Bronny time. Nigga,
it's Bronny time. Right.
2 million jerseys, nigga. That's why, nigga.
Right, because it's Bronny time.
That's crazy work.
You nigga, this ain't a school fundraiser. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
You gonna get, that's
exactly. No, you're right.
Dalton doing what he's supposed to do. If Dalton wasn't doing that, I'd have a problem. I love that attitude.
You're right. It's not a fundraiser. He generates money. It's not a fundraiser. Bronny generates big money. It ain't no fundraising going on. It's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite.
Do he generate stats, nigga? What about
that? Yeah. Bottom line is supposed to be my
stats, money. Money is stats. Yeah, seats in it. Yes.
I'm talking about on the court.
Seats, on the court. Nigga.
Bro, they can be.
Bitch, give me the ball.
The Lakers could be at a visiting arena and be down by 30, and the crowd is not leaving because they want to see Bronny.
What that after guy got to do what you do on the court?
Don't matter. You asked that he generates.
If Kyle was on the court, they'd be cheering for him to shoot the ball. What the F that mean?
He generates money.
That means let me fucking cook, nigga.
That means let me cook.
Yeah, no. That
don't mean you get out here and jack up fucking bullshit shots, nigga. You let me do that shit.
You know who they came to see. Homie. They didn't come to see Dalton Connect.
You know, it's stuff like this that when Bronny gets criticized, go back and be like, he was a 55th pick.
Austin Reeves.
There shouldn't be no expectations for it. And then people do this.
Austin Reeves.
Exactly.
Austin Reeves most improved.
But before we hop off on this,
Austin Reeves, he averaged like 3 points more than last year.
It's not about that though. It ain't about that.
Hey man,
and he
this is why people don't like our
and he raised his assist and
he won all 5 awards.
Y'all give us a bad name.
Y'all might as well get the Lakers off awards.
That nigga said all 5 awards, huh?
All 5 for 50 wins.
Executive Year of the Award.
Because we fucking look good. Hell yeah, Executive of the Year, Genie Bus, nigga.
I ain't gonna lie. For that Luka trade, you might get Executive of the Year. I give you that.
Oh, that shit is hilarious.
I give you that. That trade was ridiculous.
Yes, nigga, we won that trade, nigga. You see what Luka did to AD, nigga.
But on the real, Jalen Williams on the real. Jalen Williams. Yeah.
Did Jalen got enough games?
That award.
Yeah, he made the All-Star game.
No, I'm saying, did he play enough games?
Yeah.
He just missed like a month.
We're talking about Dyson.
Did he really? Let me see. That's a good question. I don't know.
Can I offer Dyson Daniels?
You absolutely can.
My fans didn't even think he was in the NBA.
Not for defense. Come on, you can't offer him for defense.
He said most improved.
He good for about 15 a game.
I don't believe that one.
I know y'all won't like this.
I'm not believing that one.
I know y'all won't like this. I know y'all not a fan of stuff.
Let me see where you at.
I am not believing that one.
Can I offer?
All right, I was 1 point off.
Hold on.
Average 20.
14.
Yeah, Jalen Williams got 69 games.
And so Austin Reeves average what? And go to Austin Reeves' numbers.
A dub. He averaged a dub exactly.
About 24 and 4. Or 25 and 5.
No, Austin Reeves averaged
20. That's not a bad pick.
Austin Reeves averaged 20 exactly.
I'm offering Dyson Daniels because he's coming from niggas didn't think he was in the NBA to about 14, 5, and 4.
So did Austin Reeves.
In the Defensive Player of the Year conversation.
That was some years ago, though. Austin Reeves been gotten his little flowers.
Most improved is this year to last year. That's all it is.
All right, so
that's true.
Last year to this year, Austin Reeves made a big jump.
That's true.
I know y'all might not like this pick.
Jalen Williams averaged 21.
Can I offer Cade?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it, but
I feel like they don't.
I know people was mad with somebody like John.
No, wait. Let me say this. because he's a top 10 pick. So I feel like top 10 picks shouldn't be in the conversation.
And I know that's a controversial
because you
thing.
supposed to fucking improve, nigga. This is what we expect from you, nigga. No, you know. Most important.
So, okay, but what's the line?
Hold
on. So what's the line then, Tizzy? Like, at what pick are you?
Like, most improved should be for players such as how he said, Dyson Daniels and shit, niggas who
okay, but like for example,
y'all not giving out the award who really the niggas who really
like for example,
work.
Paul George was the 10th pick in the draft, and he got an MIP. Is that
I get that?
So I'm saying, like, where's the line with that?
10th is 1. Cade was 1.
That's what I'm saying. You can't give the number 1 pick most improved.
Ja wasn't the number 1 pick, but he was number 2.
But I'm just saying this the narrative they spinning it. Oh, he got hurt. He didn't play some time. So when he come back, he leveled up and he's most improved. Man, fuck all that, bro. We knew he was gonna do this. He was number 1 pick for a reason.
I'm not mad at Cade.
That's like if Ben Simmons come back next year and he have average 20 points, you gonna give him most improved?
Actually, yes, absolutely. If that happens, 100%, yes. Yep, I sure will. I sure will if he does.
When he was healthy, I mean,
20, yes.
You talking about Ben Simmons?
You're right. The reason
that's a very bad
Yeah, that was a terrible analogy, Tizzy. Terrible.
Yeah,
you better find somebody else.
But no, I don't even like Ben Simmons. But fuck no, he would never average 20.
Are 22, 5, and 7 considered good numbers?
Ooh, for
2, 5, and 7.
22, 5, and 7.
Yeah,
22, 5, and 7.
That's Cade's career numbers. Not this year. That's the career. Last year was 22, 4, and 7.
So what did he?
I can't give him most improved. You was about a step away from this anyway.
Well, hold on, and you improved to 26, 6, and 9.
Yeah, you didn't think Dyson was in the league, man. This nigga was in somebody's college.
Okay, I got a name.
Throw something out there.
All right, so what about Norman Powell? Because he's kind of stepped up for Los Angeles.
Man, fuck no. He just getting the leftovers from James Harden and shit.
James Harden or Kawhi been out.
I think he averaged more points than James Harden did.
He averaged like 23, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but that nigga too old to get most improved player, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all niggas got all type of rules and regulations.
I ain't make this shit up. They just put it on there, bro.
They can't give y'all niggas no vote.
Last year, Norman Powell averaged 13 points. This year, he averages 22.
Man, but that nigga is old, bro.
Textbook definition. That is a 10-point gap, damn near.
He been in the league for 10 years, but that don't really matter to me. Why would age matter in this situation if you improve?
If you improve, you improve.
It don't matter if you improve when you were 40. I mean, it don't really matter to me.
Nah, but
Norman Powell definitely in the conversation.
Nah, it's a stipulation. It took you too long to fucking improve, nigga.
It's a stipulation.
Y'all niggas got all kinds of rules.
Oh God,
boy.
you only got like 3-4 years.
Damn.
Like most improved should be for like lower draft picks.
I agree, nigga. That's like Matisse Thybulle
like
getting most improved.
4 or 5 year in the league. After 4 or 5 years,
I can't get most
nigga,
improved.
we don't give a fuck about you improving. That's you doing your motherfucking job. You was expected to do that.
So you telling me Thybulle go out there and average 22,
pick,
5, and 5 next year? That ain't most improved?
Wait, that nigga was a lottery pick, bro.
If he still plays the same defense he plays, absolutely.
He was a lottery pick.
He's supposed to do that.
So lottery picks can't win most improved player. That's what y'all saying.
Matisse Thybulle going from like notable offense
in the first 3 years. That nigga's like 7 years pro.
That nigga's a professional player though.
That's not
how old to win it. I just fucking
these niggas are finding every excuse in the world to give it to Dope. Y'all niggas ain't slick, bro.
Thybulle wakes up tomorrow and
y'all just wanted to spin back around to Dope. So y'all making all these stipulations and rules that Dalton wouldn't hit the disqualifications on.
If Matisse Thybulle,
you're making us look bad, man. Can we
No,
show some Laker objectiveness up here today?
Bro,
I'm mad at Austin Reeves, but I'm going with Dyson Daniels.
I can respect that. Look, I can respect that, bro. I'm just saying. In a lot of categories, the Lakers have some some fight in there. You forget. Don't get mad at me. They do. They be legit.
In a lot of categories, the Lakers have more media attention than everyone else, so it feels like they have fighting places.
My thing,
this
is my thing though. How you Norman Powell saying he's too old for most improved when Dalton Connection to turn 24, and I heard his name mentioned in the Rookie of the Year race. He turns 24.
Hey, right. I didn't put him in no Rookie of the Year race, nigga. I didn't even mention that nigga.
No, they said
that shit wasn't even no. That shit was. That nigga averaged 9 points, bro. How the fuck he gonna be in there? What the fuck?
Hey, you seen this rookie class, man?
All right, look, my official pick is Norman Powell. Chev, who you going with?
Dyson Chamber.
Jay Will.
I want Jay Will, bro.
I'm gonna have to go Dyson because I feel like he really improved. I feel like Norman Powell, although he improved, I also feel like he finally got minutes as a starter because he's averaged this before. I feel like he just got.
Thank you. See, thank you, nigga.
He never averaged this before.
You just doing what you.
No, Norman Powell ain't never averaged this before.
Doing, bro.
Hold on. Let me pull up the numbers real
Most
quick.
he probably averages 18 back in the day. So.
In 2021, he averaged 21 points.
With who?
With the Clippers in Portland. He got traded that year. He averaged 21 points. So
that's because he was playing on that sorry team with
Norman Powell.
Nobody count that.
Norman Powell has been a scorer though. Like we can't sit here and just like act.
Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. How many games did he play that year that he averaged 21?
Let's see. Oh, okay. Now you got a point with that. I didn't know that he only played 45.
Exactly.
Look at this nigga. Look at leaving no context.
He was still hooping. Like we can't just like he wasn't. You know.
I love our grind. Y'all hold niggas accountable.
I was just saying. I feel like we disrespecting Norman Powell's score in general.
No,
I feel like his
we
career
just holding it. We just saying, bro. It don't resonate when you say most improved with that nigga.
Kind of somewhat done it before. I mean, it's not surprising that he's doing it now to me.
That's why I say it don't resonate when you say K because he a number one pick. Like, bro, that's like a number one pick going from 1 year to 2 years. Like, come on, bro,
I do kind of agree with you with that. Like when it comes to like star players, I don't, you know.
All right, who's y'all most improved, man? We still got
Jay Will.
Daniel, so I'm gonna go Dyson.
Jay Will, and same for you too, J Dub. Because I think you brought him up first, right?
What you talking about?
I'm talking to
your most improved player. I mean, Jalen.
No, I'm going with Austin Reeves, bro.
Okay, you sticking with the bias. All right, cool. Respect. Defensive player of the year.
Yeah, this is a tough.
You better not get that nigga to award.
I thought we was talking about defensive player of the year.
You better not, nigga. You already chose. You better not.
I'm gonna say it like this.
Dyson.
If it's not Dyson Daniels, I'd say Lou Dort. But the reason why I think it still could be Dyson Daniels, nobody has averaged 3 steals a game in the last 34 years. Not a single.
Dyson is my defensive player of the year.
Not one.
That was my.
That's barely possible in this era.
It would either be him or, if not him, then Mobley.
That's who I was thinking.
Evan Mobley is another good pick too.
I wouldn't be mad if Dyson Daniel won it at all. I feel like this is Mobley's time.
Nigga, if Jaren Jackson would have played more minutes in games, he would
Man,
have won.
if my auntie had a dick, she'd be my uncle. Just make the pick, nigga.
You know what's funny though? Jaren Jackson has led like top 3 in the league for like most fouls, like on average.
Because he actually out there playing defense trying to block something.
For the most part. That's his problem.
What we doing? Defensive player of the year.
We're going Dyson, nigga. He averaged 3 steals, bro. Come on, man. He locked it. Well, technically, he ain't really locking shit up. He just in the passing lanes, but
nah, Dyson be
and it's
Dyson be locking shit up.
He be locking
you
shit
ain't
up,
watching
but he
Atlanta.
don't really be like.
Nah, nigga, you ain't watching Atlanta games. He does. Absolutely.
He do lock shit up. I'm not saying he not a lockdown defender, but I'm saying he like. He don't.
He push you in the box, nigga.
I don't know.
It steals.
I feel like a lot of his steals really come more in the pass.
Nah, he don't. He not one of them niggas. I just be gambling, and that's how.
I ain't saying he gamble. I'm saying like he get a lot of like nigga like slick shit. Like like when nigga be on fast break, pass the ball, he might like strip it from a nigga type shit real quick. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's like I'm not penalizing him, but I'm saying like that's.
I'm not penalizing, but I'm just bringing up something that could penalize him. Gotcha.
Yeah. You feel me? Like I give him like that's like half his steals. You feel me? The other half locked down, nigga. I'm all
and half his steals would still make him top 5 in the league in steals.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I'm just saying though, like
transition defense, help defense is all still defense.
It is.
Mr. Russ West, what are you doing? Defensive player of the year when it is help defenders.
No, I don't think nobody ever won that.
210, who you got? Defensive player of the year.
Dwight Howard was a help defender. Dikembe Mutombo was a help defender. Ben Wallace was a super help defender. Kevin Garnett was a help defender.
You said, man, nigga, if you saying it like that, then I guess
they
the best
played
defender
help.
Is help. They do help, but I'm just saying, like, it's different for guards because they penalize
Jaren
guards.
Jackson's a help defender.
Can y'all let my man pick his defensive player of the year?
Gobert.
I told you already. I said Dyson.
That's nasty. I wish I should have just moved on to the next segment. If I knew that was what you was gonna say. I should have moved the F on.
You know what? The ghost of Victor Wembanyama.
You just itching to get that man one, huh? Like you just can't wait.
He should have got the last one.
No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. He should have got what he got so far, nigga.
He should be on the right now.
Mess last year.
Yeah.
That's why.
I think he was in the convo. I don't know if he necessarily should have won it.
Thank you, Jay. He was in the conversation. That's about it.
Victor had the most
Wemby did not do. Hold on. Let me make this perfectly clear. Wemby did not do more on defense last year than Anthony Davis did. Let's be completely effing honest.
He played more games.
He did not.
No, I want to know why.
That's all.
What did Anthony Davis do that Victor Wembanyama?
He played more games.
His perimeter defense was far more than what Wemby had to do. Wemby was able to post up in that lane and throw spit. AD really had to switch. Was really like anchoring our entire spit, bro.
You think Victor
Wembanyama? Wemby is blocking 3-pointers.
Okay, and AD wasn't?
No, he's not. Not like Wemby is.
No, I'm talking about last year. Last year specifically. AD was locking niggas up. I don't give a F about you getting a block or two here and there, wherever you get it at. AD had to come out to the paint and lock a guards up and then get on the block and do the same exact split. He didn't have much defense to help last year.
Listen,
none of these niggas played defense on the Lakers last year.
Yo, J. Cole, this is the reason why the Lakers
just watch Laker basketball.
It's the reason why the Lakers couldn't beat Denver, and it's because of Anthony Davis.
You talking about playoffs? You talking about playoffs?
Too small for Jokic.
You talking about playoffs? We're talking about regular season. Which one are we talking about? I'm
talking playoffs. I'm talking the point that counts.
Because we played more teams than Denver last year. 29 of the teams to be exact.
Yeah, but
28.
The Anthony came. He's too small for Jokic. Where Rui Hachimura does better against the Joker than Anthony Davis does, bro.
You're talking about one player. First of all, who can guard that big effort?
Nobody can guard.
Okay, so you're talking about one nigga. I'm talking about assignments that AD had to do night in and night out on saving the Lakers' butt on the defensive side of the floor.
That is
and still, go on the other side and give you 26.
No, you're right.
Wemby wasn't doing that either.
No, you're right.
His defense player of the year.
The 44 games he played out of 82, you're absolutely right. But the other 30-some odd, almost 40 games, that's the problem.
There is no player in the NBA last year or this year where their team had a bigger difference on defense than Victor Wembanyama between when they were on the court and when they were off. Not a soul.
I don't care about your advanced stats. It's Anthony Davis.
When Rudy Gobert went to Minnesota, wasn't that a big jump? I don't know if it was as big as Wemby's, but wasn't their defensive like extremely way better under Gobert than it was to
It was better when it was just him and AE on the floor with Cap.
That's why his first defensive player of the year made sense.
Okay. As long as we give him respect to that, it's cool. I still wouldn't give him the last year though.
And then teams figured them out and they're like, oh, if we bring him out the paint and ISO him, he's a liability.
Yeah, they figured that out in what, the playoffs?
And yet you kept giving him the award.
They figured that out in the playoffs though. That's out my hands,
Exactly. Honestly, these niggas still talking playoffs for regular season award.
Have one. Anthony Davis should have gotten the other one. or Drew Holiday, but that's a different conversation.
Drew Holiday is crazy.
Drew Holiday.
My fault. You just did all this about Anthony Davis's perimeter defense, but the best perimeter defender of this generation. But Mark got one. You know what? Different
ever. But yeah.
They put the what in the what?
Why are we disrespecting Drew Holiday's perimeter defense?
Because that nigga overrated his spit. That's why. Shaq over here talking about some.
By the people.
By you, nigga. Talking about best of this generation.
By the people who guard. By the people he guard. Them.
Okay. So we ain't seen Drew get cooked in the playoffs now. That's what we saying?
Who hasn't?
All right, bro.
I've seen tape on everybody getting cooked.
All right. Jeb got it.
I saw Kobe get defensive player of the years. I mean, not defensive player of the years. All defensive first.
Watch your time. And
60 from Gilbert Arenas.
Mm-hmm.
That's one game.
It don't matter.
Was Drew getting cooked in one game?
Now give me the playoff series Kobe got cooked in.
Okay. Detroit. Richard Hamilton get that boy pure hell. Pure hell. Outplayed him.
Dallas Mavericks, 2010.
I don't know about that was a collective effort.
Swept their ass.
Who gave Kobe the business in that series?
R.I.P. my
Dirk.
Dirk gave Kobe the business. Okay, so Kobe was down there guarding Dirk.
Every time
I wasn't Paul Gasol and Lamar Odom down there getting cooked. You got it.
No, go look at that shit again. When they was getting cooked and Kobe was like, "Fuck that, let me try to guard him." Guess what? He hit Kobe with that fucking fadeaway. With that fadeaway.
I love the mentality. I love
the cooking them niggas. He cooked everybody.
That a guard was gonna do with Dirk Nowitzki.
Because Kobe was that nigga like, I'm gonna shut a nigga down.
All right.
There was nothing to guard.
Last but not least, MVP.
This is the tough one.
They gonna give it to Shea, but we know Joker should get it.
Who's we? Speaking
French now, nigga? Out of the collective.
Joker was fake.
Nigga. Joker having a better season than Shea. All Shea doing is scoring, nigga.
That's not all Shea is doing.
He's not playmaking, nigga.
Shea is solid.
32, 5, and 6, and good defense is not just scoring.
I think Shea's a solid defender.
And he's just straight up cooking niggas, bro. That's it. He's just cooking niggas, bro. He ain't just scoring. He making them look easy as hell.
Okay, but you want that, or you want a nigga who do everything?
I want a nigga that make it look good.
Everything.
First of all, who does everything?
That's the point.
Who does everything?
We selling jerseys. We making it look good.
Oh, okay.
Y'all make me feel old.
Somebody do everything.
Oh, what happened? What happened to trying to win? No, I'm playing because Shea does win. Can we do Coles?
Hell no. You got to put a name on it and say it with your chest.
The league had co-rookie of the years. We can't have a co-MVP.
We ain't the league though.
Chev, you wasn't even alive when that happened, nigga.
We wasn't alive when a lot of things happened. How many of y'all heard Dr. King speak in person?
We just talking about Oscar.
Not a soul.
This is a hard. I feel like this MVP race compared to like the previous whatever years. This is like the hardest race for me to like choose just like a complete winner. Like I cannot be upset if one wins over the other. I feel like
so what about one?
I feel like I got to lean towards Jokic.
Good. Bro, season was fake.
That shit was a 2K season, huh? Like some shit you do on your
If they wouldn't have been dick eating so much all them other years that they gave him MVP, then they'd be able to be objective this year and say, you know what? You had one of the greatest, most tip-top fake seasons we ever seen. You are a clear-cut MVP. But y'all was too busy dick eating early, so now you're going to look like you... Now you're gonna look like
they
you
playing
just completely
they playing catch up. They gonna give it to Shea. They gonna give it to Shea.
Throwing away all rules just for this big white boy down there in Denver.
That's the issue with the award. One, why does it matter if somebody has 2-3 MVPs if they are the MVP this season? This season is supposed to be about this season. I don't really give a shit that you got 3 MVPs already.
Jeff,
if you are the
but what is the stipulation for MVP?
Because went right over your head, brother. Okay. Right over your head.
And secondly, there wasn't a dick eat MVP for Jokic.
Yes, there was. Yes, there was.
Which one?
When he was a 6 seed.
You talking
100%.
about when every other contender for the award was getting hurt?
And B wasn't hurt. B wasn't hurt that year. He was perfectly fine.
Which season?
2021 or 2.
That was the one he was supposed to get.
That second one he got, nigga. You know what we talking about.
MVP.
Yeah, they just playing catch up at this point. Because they gonna give it to Shy.
And then they was mad because they had to give it to Embiid that one year that he went super crazy, even though they still wanted to give it to him. So then the next year, there was no way in hell they was giving it to anybody other than Gerbic. There was nobody else stood a chance. Luka, Shy, none of them niggas. They didn't stand a chance.
We could talk about Luka getting one because one of Luka's seasons was fake too. But see,
last year.
We have 51 games, 28, 10, 3. To 72 games, 26, 8, and 10. What conversation were we supposed to have about this exactly? Because what were we supposed to talk about?
Say that again.
You know what? Maybe they just won way more games in Philly. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe
not
Philly
at all. Not at all. Philly was like the second or third seed that year. That's what you talking about.
Philly was 49-23, which good season, not bad. I'll take it. And Denver was 47-25, so two games. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, you see that shit now, huh?
Dude played 20 more games than you. Rebounds about the same. Scored 2 points less, but tripled your assists. Yeah, no.
What about defense? Okay.
And he didn't make all defensive team that year.
Okay.
But, a better defender, sure.
By far.
All right. For the 51 games he was available, which means he would have been ineligible, per the later rules. But,
Yeah, that wasn't a rule yet, nigga.
Yeah, that's
they gave AE Rookie of the Year for playing the same exact amount of games. So nice try.
It's Rookie of the Year.
I don't give that. So now we got different rules for different awards. Now we got different rules for different awards.
Yes, we've always had different rules for different awards.
A game DQ should be games DQ. Period.
Well, when you're most improved, it means you have to be better this year than you were last year. When it's Rookie of the Year, it means you weren't playing in the NBA last year. If you're the MVP, you're the most valuable player. Every award has always had different rules. They've never had the same rules.
No. That's not the same thing. We're talking about games disqualifying you. The game criteria should be the same all across the board. If 51 games ain't enough, then it ain't enough. Don't say it's enough on this side, but it's
was he disqualified or was he just put in second?
What do you mean? He didn't win.
Meaning he was second.
And here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing, Sean. Hold on. Here's the crazy thing about that first year.
Rookie of the Year over Anthony Edwards. Who?
LaMelo
Ball.
Yeah.
Because games played.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. LaMelo Ball, as an NBA rookie, played 51 times. And won Rookie of the Year.
Right, my bad. I said that wrong. LaMelo won, even though he only played 51 games over AE.
Mm-hmm.
Who played more than 51 games.
He did.
So that's where the issue was. So if they would have gave it to AE and had a consistent criteria, I wouldn't have had nothing to say that.
So
I wouldn't have said a word. I wouldn't have said anything.
You just cold ignored everything I said about Jokic outplaying him and playing more games, and you just went to play more games.
He didn't outplay. Wait, hold on. Okay, let's go to this outplay. I feel like y'all niggas trying to take Isaiah place today or something. Hold on.
If anything, the NBA tried not to give the dude MVPs.
No, literally no. He has 3 MVPs and they tried not to. Okay.
We're trying it right now.
He averaged more points. They averaged pretty much the same rebounds.
How many more points? Say it. Context.
Embiid averaged more points.
I'm saying how many more? 2?
2 more points.
Okay.
1 bucket.
The same rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
What was his field goal percentage?
Whoa, we went 5 categories. We went 4. A hop, skip, and a jump,
51% and 53%. About the same. Like, I don't know why you did all that. Like, it was some major difference.
Which percentage is higher?
Oh, I know Embiid had more blocks. I ain't even gonna look at that. The nigga didn't even have a season averaging a block at that point in time.
Wait.
So
hold on. You said 51% to what?
To 53%.
Jokic did not average 53% while being MVP ever. He averaged 56%.
Oh, I'm looking at the season before that. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So 56% on that year.
Okay.
But less points.
2 less points. 500%. Okay.
And
cool.
you're not playing defense like this guy. So that's my deal breaker. And he had more wins than you and a higher seed than you.
He had more wins, and he wasn't on the court for them. They were winning without you. He only played 51 games. Wait. So you saying all 49 of their wins was Joel Embiid, huh?
Since when? Hold on. That's that nitpicky spit I'm talking about. Since when do we say,
you want
this player only played
on the court for?
Are y'all doing that with Shai right now?
Do you want MVP for
OKC had this many wins when Shai wasn't on the floor.
You want MVP
I have never
for
heard
games
that before.
You didn't play in that they won.
I have never heard that before, Jeff.
Who gets MVP for games they didn't play in?
Who gets MVP as a 6 seed?
A dude where every other contender was either getting hurt or just outplayed like Joel Embiid.
No.
You just.
If that's the case, why Kobe didn't get it? If that's the case, why Kobe didn't get it then? Why Kobe didn't get it then?
You skipped several. Wait, what is this going to do with Kobe?
No, because you said in the season where to play in the 6 seed, if he's playing better than everywhere else or they was hurt, then that's the season that they get it. So why Kobe didn't get it when he was a 6 seed?
He's been doing that.
Okay, what about that last time?
So Kobe wasn't the best player in the 2006 season?
Yeah, all right. You want to have a conversation about 2006? We can do that right after we finish this one. That's cool with me.
I'm just saying, you think it's possible for 6 seeds to get MVP?
I just seen.
Right. Right, which shows that you clearly bent something.
Oh,
bent some type of rule so you could give it to this nigga over everybody else.
Bent a rule that didn't exist. Oh yeah, by the way,
it was an unwritten
have more blocks but less steals, and what was it? About a quarter of the assists. I give it a third. I'll round up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I give it a third.
And you're not half the defender that Embiid is. So what's the point?
Half? No, he's easily more than half the defender that Embiid.
Stop it. Especially not that season. Stop it.
My fault. Embiid made an all-defensive team that year? No, right?
What the F does that have to do with what I saw on the floor? What the F does that have to do with anything?
You don't see a lot, apparently, because you be skipping things like crazy.
I skipped something by saying Embiid is a much better defender than Gerbic. There's something I skipped that I didn't see correctly.
Your case you've been making for Joel Embiid. Nikola Jokic was better than him that season. And
He was not.
That's
he
why.
He was not. If you go strictly, I'm just going to go exactly number for number, that split was still not that far in the way. He didn't have his numbers were way up here, and Embiid was way down here.
You said number for number. Who's ahead?
What do you mean? They was about the same.
No, you just said not.
It was about the same, but he had more wins, and he plays much better defense. I'm giving it to that nigga.
About the same, and you're not here when they're winning the games that got you that.
Hey, if that's the hill, look, Chef, if that's the hill you're gonna die on, you got it, bro. I can't argue. If that's
the guy I'm arguing for won the MVP.
You never say that for any other MVP. I've never heard you say that for any other MVP. Oh, he was only there for this amount of games. Nigga, if the team got more wins, they got more effing wins. Now all of a sudden y'all care specifically.
Right,
when was he on the floor for this win?
One, and then y'all go with a one.
It's not about winning. It's never about winning. It's not about winning.
Because honestly, my point is more so the fact that he won as a 6 seed rather than what Philly did.
Okay,
so please don't get effing MVP. Unless there's some extreme circumstance, and that wasn't one of them.
These wins you beating the drum about, it was 2 more wins. And he played 50 fucking games. Oh, it was 2.
He was a 6 seed. He was a 6 seed.
2 games.
Giving somebody MVP as a 6 seed is dicky.
So why y'all don't talk about Donovan Mitchell in the MVP race?
By the way,
yeah.
I mean, he should be in the conversation.
By the way, in the MVP season,
y'all ain't even mention him.
In the MVP season,
I mean, because I don't have him as the MVP.
Denver was not a 6 seed, nigga. They were 3rd.
And what season?
They were 21. The season he
won.
Yes,
that's the first one. Oh my God! See, Sheriff, you're getting yourself confused. What I said was I wouldn't have tripped off the 6 seed season if they wouldn't have did what they did the year before. The only reason I had an issue with that was because of the inconsistency in how they did this with. The year that he won as a 6 seed is when I feel like, all right, now y'all dicky. Now you're giving this nigga a back-to-back after you just gave it to him after being inconsistent about something, and these niggas' numbers have been completely aligned. And Embiid had to play damn near perfect, and y'all get called out on possibly having some racial imbias for y'all to finally give him one.
Brother, do you know why I said that the 2021 season? Because those were the numbers you just read. Because you read Joel Embiid's stats.
That was what you brought up when I said the year before the 51 game situation.
Yes, that was not.
That was why I read that.
Joel Embiid should have won. Are you saying Joel Embiid should have been MVP in 2022? Because that's another conversation.
No, what I'm saying is the first 2 MVPs that Gerbich got, either one of those could have went to Embiid.
There was no chance,
and it would have been perfectly fine. It would have been perfectly fine.
2022, I'm not upset with. 2021, oh no.
And kind of to refer back to your point, I also noticed too, because like I was kind of not just looking at seeding, but I was also looking at record. In the year that they were a 6 seed, I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. I mean, he still technically had a better record than he did the previous MVP year, even though he was a 6 seed. His team had a better record than it was previously, I believe.
They were 48 and 34.
I don't know how much you care about that, but that kind of says a lot too.
I don't, because the only time I see you niggas give somebody lower than a 3rd seed MVP was the year y'all felt sorry for Russell Westbrook. I've never seen it other than that.
We felt sorry for him, or he averaged a triple-double.
He averaged a triple-double about 3-4 times. Did he win it the other times too?
That was the first time, and that time hadn't happened since Oscar Robertson and all the basketball.
Okay, and you're talking numbers. Okay, since you want to talk numbers, what was James Harden numbers that year?
Harden was right
there.
He
averaged like 2 rebounds less than Westbrook, averaged 30-something a game, plus more assists.
I don't like the bass in your voice when you say 2 less rebounds, but it changes to be like 2 more anything for Jokic. All of a sudden, them 2s be huge.
That was my point, Chef, because you just did the same exact spit. Because you just did the same exact spit. But
that's funny.
In that season,
we're talking about a difference between a dude being 1st and 2nd. I expect them to be close. But if you beat someone by a little bit, and we can only give the award to one person, going to give it to
maybe I feel passionate that a 6 seed should not win MVP. That's fair enough. I can admit that.
This is also the first time we've talked about seeding across conferences, and I've never, even once, heard niggas bring up how much stronger the West is than the East. But rock out.
What the fuck that mean? Y'all play all the same teams?
6 seed is a 6 seed. Like, I mean,
y'all actually don't play the same teams. Theoretically, you would, but you play your division more often. Meaning, if you're in a conference that's stronger, you're going to play better teams more often.
I mean, like one, maybe 2 more times.
Yes, and all of the records and playoff teams are separated by 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s.
And we can't just necessarily say 6 seed is a 6 seed, because 6 seed in the West, you could be like a 50-win team, you know? But I mean, the 6 seed in the East.
And Jay, well, you're absolutely right. But yet, nobody had won that award from that position in like 50 years.
I mean, I don't necessarily care about the seeding purposes. So, I mean, I just don't.
And that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's where the difference comes in, where it seems like I'm hating. I do feel strongly about that, especially because I seen how Kobe got done when he was a 6 seed and had an argument for that. So maybe that's where the passion comes from.
If that's the case, fucking Melo should be the motherfucking MVP. He averaged like 30, nigga, and the fucking.
And he was a 2 seed when he did that.
And the Hornets don't even fucking.
Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah, I'm talking about right now. Melo averaged like 38 and 8. Nigga, they suck they ass. They don't win without him. He would be literally the MVP.
I mean, they don't win with him, but
Has Melo ever all time?
He don't play winning basketball, but I'm just saying, like,
Has he ever
nigga, what's the real criteria of fucking MVP? Because if it's winning, we're not talking about the real winners. It would be Shea and Donovan. It wouldn't even, you feel me? So it's like, what's the criteria? Like, what do y'all like?
that's my question, Tizzy. I'm
or
with
is
you.
it winning? Is it winning?
It seems
stats?
like the media writers
Or is it nigga?
bend it around to what they wanted to mean.
While getting
at that
your
specific
stats
time.
and winning is what the fuck is we?
I have no issue. Here's the thing, Chef. Like, I'm very like, or at least in the past, I've been very fair when it comes to MVP. I have not had an issue with the media's choice for MVP. Probably from like, other than when Kobe arguably got robbed. After that, I really didn't have an issue until Westbrook. And
So
then
Bron
after
didn't
Westbrook,
get, so
I
Bron
didn't have
didn't
an
get
issue.
robbed of one.
Hold on, Tiz. Let me finish.
No, all right.
Outside of Westbrook, I did not have an issue again until 2020. And when that happened, I was like, that seems a little inconsistent because on this side you did this, but with this you did that. But all right, I'll let it go. Then the next season you gave it to him again as a 6 seed. That was when I got pissed off. Other than that, I have not cared about the MVP. Like they've been pretty consistent as far as what I would think the rules are as far as MVP goes. So I'm not just like picking on this nigga for no reason.
Y'all a 3 seed right now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Timberwolves are in 6. How many more wins do you think you got than them?
I don't know.
Wait,
We might got the same amount. Everybody was tied pretty much going into the last week.
We are like 2 or
One.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Unless you're the 1 seed and you blow everybody out for like 60 wins, most of the time your seeding is decided by like 2-3 games max.
Okay, so what about when Bron got robbed of his MVP?
Oh, I thought Bron should have won over Derrick Rose.
I didn't think that. I thought
Yeah,
that
I
was
thought
fine.
Bron should have won over
I
Derrick
thought that
Rose.
was perfectly fine.
Kobe should have won over Steve Nash. I thought Chris Paul should have won over Kobe, but Kobe was getting it back because he didn't win over Steve Nash.
What you saying?
I agree with that part, but I don't agree with the Derrick Rose bit. But other than that, I've been fine with every year. I've been fine with every year, including the Derrick Rose.
I'm saying
I was one of
not
the
the
few.
D Rose one. The D Rose one, it's give or take. I get D Rose just because.
I think it's because I remember that season in real time, top to bottom.
Yeah.
I watched what Derrick Rose did. I remember the context of what was going on. I remember who the powerhouses were coming into that season. Like, I remember all of that shit. And Derrick Rose was far and away the MVP that season.
Yeah, that's why I was
in
mad
real
at
time.
But I'm saying
there was nobody saying LeBron was getting robbed in 2011.
Because that was a narrative, not the actual facts. Like, the narrative was that Derrick Rose.
The narrative is that you have Dwayne Wade. Hold on. The narrative is that you have Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh on your team. Mm-hmm. That was the narrative. He had just finished winning back-to-back because he didn't have those type of players on his team. And Derrick Rose has Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, and Carlos Boozer, and didn't even have all them niggas the whole season and got 66 wins. And nobody was talking about Chicago as a contender coming into that season.
What season did Derrick Rose have 66 wins? That did not happen.
61. I'm sorry.
62.
61 wins. Whatever. He had 60 plus. Yeah, 60 plus wins, and nobody was talking about you as a powerhouse coming into that season. It was Miami, it was the Lakers, it was Boston. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come out of nowhere and you did this, averaging 25 and 8 or whatever it was. I might have got that wrong too, but it was something in that ball.
It was around 25.
And you were and he was closing out games. Like it wasn't just like, oh, they was winning the games. Like he was closing out games, having clutch performances on the way to it during the end of the season. So that's why he got MVP that year. They're not going to just give it to you because you average the same numbers you always do, and you got 2 top 10 players on your team.
So
One
if that's
of them
the
top.
case, if that's the case, that 60-point triple double nigga sealed that MVP.
So the same numbers you always do. So 27 and 7. Wait, so 27, 7, 7 wouldn't be better than 25, 4 and 7 because you don't always do that.
What do you mean you don't always do that?
You said the same numbers you always do. Bron for his career.
That's about his career average.
7. Yeah, it's about 27, 7 and 7. Is 27, 7-7 not better than 25, 4-7? Because he always does that.
If you're just going off of just stats and just looking at stats and paper, then yes.
I'm just asking that question because you said you're not going to get it for doing what you always do. But if what I always
but you got Wade and Bosh next to you. But you got Wade and Bosh next to you.
But
what's
he
that have to do with him
but
being
he
fourth
still
in
did the
defensive
same
player of the
thing
year
that he
vote?
always does. So it's like, nigga,
that's the reason why it wasn't a narrative like, oh, we all hate LeBron, Chev. It was because Derrick Rose came out of nowhere. Nobody was talking about Chicago as a powerhouse, and then he won 60 plus games. That's why.
And when we watched that season, we just found out Chicago wasn't bad. They were underrated as an entire team. Luol Deng ended up an all-star. Joakim Noah ended up Defensive Player of the Year. They had the best bench in the NBA. We remember the bench.
Okay, but hold on. You have to stay in real time, Chef. You have to stay in real time. You can't do that. You can't fast forward later.
Those were things that happened during this
real time. That shit happened.
Joakim Noah was a Defensive Player of the Year that year.
Yes, he was.
In 2011?
Go look it up.
Joakim Noah. If it wasn't, I apologize. But if I remember correctly, that was Joakim Noah. Because Marc Gasol was the year
or he made first team all defense. Because I remember they was saying that shit. They was talking about him being Defensive Player of the Year when he was out there locking up LeBron when he had that little stand when they was playing.
Or it might have been after.
It was Dwight Howard.
It was after.
Dwight Howard won Defensive Player of the Year that season. Mm-hmm.
But he was in the conversation.
He was.
In the conversation.
But yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, that was Luol Deng's first time because Chicago was where they were. And Luol Deng did play good that year. Yes, he had some help. You're supposed to. But he did not have a top 5 player in the league playing with.
I'd honestly rather have the best bench in the NBA than a random top 5 player, to be honest with you.
And Chris Bosh.
It's a different conversation. I know.
They went straight to the finals for a reason, Chev. It's not because they weren't that good. They immediately went to the finals with Joel Anthony as their center.
They did immediately go to the finals. Why did they immediately go to the finals?
Because they had 3 top 10 players in the effing NBA collide together, and they happened to make it work with the little bit of role players that they had outside of that. That's why.
Well, 3 of the top, they had 2
one
top
of them
10 NBAs, and then
the
other one third, like top 20. Nigga, don't say 3 of the top 10. Because Chris Bosh wasn't top 10 in the NBA.
Fringe top 10. Is that better?
No, ain't no fringe. He's not on the fringe.
He was averaging like 24 and 12 before he got over there.
But it don't matter. He still wasn't the fucking top 10.
I think one of the beautiful things about this is we can now have the conversation in hindsight. Was the Miami Heat minus LeBron better than... were they better than the Bulls minus Derrick Rose? Because we saw what they were minus Derrick Rose not long after he got hurt.
Say that again?
Were the Miami Heat minus LeBron James better or worse than the Chicago Bulls minus Derrick Rose? Same cores.
Miami is better than Chicago if they lose that.
I mean, Derrick
100%.
Rose.
We saw that.
No, we didn't. No, we did not. Hold on. Do not play revisionist history like that. Chris Bosh had them blood clots. Chris Bosh had them blood clots immediately thereafter. That next season, that's when he started dealing with that. So it was not the same team.
I think he had a season.
But Derrick had the same team, and what were they? When Derrick told Hayes, how bad were the Bulls? They were terrible, weren't they?
They went to like 4 or 5 seed every year. But they didn't just lose Bron, though, was the point. They lost Bron and Bosh.
Yeah.
I thought Bosh got...
So, yeah, if you lose your top 2 players on the team, yeah, you're probably not going to be good. What happened the year after that? Didn't they go back to the playoffs once they retooled some shit and Wade was still there? They went back.
To just the playoffs.
Right.
The Bulls, with a healthy Derrick Rose, were a 1 seed. The Bulls, absent of said Derrick Rose, were.
Wait, you said the Bulls without Derrick Rose were a 1 seed?
No, he said with.
Bulls with Derrick Rose, with a healthy Derrick Rose. They won 62 games. They were phenomenal. Derrick Rose, the most exciting point guard I ever watched in my life in real time. That season was so much fun. I just didn't have him as MVP.
But LeBron wasn't. If you think LeBron could have won MVP, that's fine. But to say he was robbed is crazy. He wasn't robbed.
Isn't that what
There's
everyone?
a difference between.
You think it could have been somebody else?
No, if you think like, I could have seen this person winning it versus like, nah, they just flat out robbed him. There's a difference.
Robbed is like Donovan Mitchell winning the MVP this year. That's in my opinion, robbed. Like if Jokic was it, that's not robbery. Robbery is like,
Yeah.
Right.
Chicago, healthy Derrick, 50 wins. Chicago, Derrick absent, 45 wins.
Okay. What are we to do with that information?
And in hindsight, LeBron's teams look like super teams because he's on them. And we saw the nigga win 60 games with no one.
Why are you ignoring the fact that they did just lose Bron, though?
They didn't lose.
I accepted the fact. You just felt like repeating it.
I had to look it up, too.
You said no, because you're saying, okay, so what exactly point are you making? You saying Bron is the only reason why they're viewed as a super team?
Yeah.
So you're saying if you take Bron off of that and you place Kevin Durant instead, that's not a super team?
That's essentially OKC. We had it already. So, no.
Kevin Durant, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. When did OKC have that?
Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden.
Young Russell Westbrook.
Hold on. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden. Hold on. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. Yeah, we saw that.
Ain't none of them players effing with Dwayne Wade. So what are we talking about? None of them players effing with prime Dwayne Wade.
James Harden's right behind him. You're not going to get closer to Dwayne Wade.
Did they play in Brooklyn?
Yeah, they were pretty good too.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
When they were playing together, very good.
When they played together for them 20, 30 games they had?
Yeah, excellent. Super team, no.
Easy.
Okay, so what is the point you're making? None of them are effing with Dwayne Wade. Nobody you mentioned. Russell Westbrook was a pup. He was not effing with Wade yet at that time.
Russell Westbrook was a pup. Okay.
He was.
Russell Westbrook.
He wasn't effing with Wade yet at that point in time.
The difference between Russ with KD and Russ without KD is the ball more. It's a responsibility because now there was no James, there was no Kevin Durant. You have to be the entire offense.
So you're saying Westbrook did not get better?
Magically someone else.
So Westbrook didn't get better 2, 3, 4 years after that?
Marginally. Dwayne Wade didn't get worse. Like, he didn't get 2009 Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade will tell you in the middle of their Miami run, his knees were shot.
And he still was top 5 in the league in scoring.
Cool.
And average what? 28 a game in the finals?
Which finals?
2011.
So their first one, and I said the middle of their Miami run, that was 4 years?
Oh, my bad. I thought you said middle of that season. You said middle of that
season.
run. Okay.
I'm
talking about when they got together, Chev. You're fast forward. When they got together. If you take Bron,
we're living in the future.
If you take Bron away and you place KD and you have Durant, Wade, and Chris Bosh, are you saying that would not be a super team?
That is exactly what
in 2010.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You got it.
They're about Oklahoma City.
That's not Oklahoma City. That is not Oklahoma City at all.
I'm going to ask you, how many super teams have you seen in your lifetime? Because maybe we have differences on what a super team is in general.
Yeah,
super teams? That's a good question.
How many have you seen?
I would say Golden State.
Okay.
I would say Miami.
Which one?
You know which one, nigga.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Cleveland.
Okay.
I've seen some attempts at super teams. I'll leave those out.
Only completions.
That might be it.
Yeah, I only have Golden State.
Yeah, I agree. I only have Golden State, and that's that KD year.
Only have Golden State?
As a super team, I only have Golden State, yes.
You don't have Boston as a super team?
No.
Paul Pierce, KG, Ray Allen. It's not a super team. They won a championship, not a super team. Fuck out of here. Super team.
I don't think a championship makes you a super team.
A championship doesn't make you a super team because you didn't say the Lakers, and like the Shaq and Kobe Lakers were better than every team we just talked about except probably the Dubs.
So that wasn't. I was just about to get to them. I was going backwards.
If you put 3 top 10 players in the league on your team, that is an effing super team.
That's where I think we have a difference on what a super team is. I don't care that you have names if the rest of your team is trash, because historically that's not going to win.
So the Spurs
Kevin Durant was essentially a replacement for Harrison Barnes on a 70-plus win team.
Well, I'm not saying Golden State wasn't a super team. So I mean,
that's one thing. Kevin Durant off of Golden State is like Golden State without Kevin Durant was still either a title contender, if not the favorites, because they just won and were a 60-plus win team. LeBron, I'm like Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh with that core, Carlos Arroyo, Mario Chalmers, Joel Embiid, Shane Battier, down. No Bron. Middle playoff team, like 4 or 5 seed, maybe even a 3.
They were a 3 the year LeBron left.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's where we got a difference of opinion. Like if you right now, if you put Luka, Giannis, and Joker together, that's an effing super team.
Yeah, if like, everyone else is a G
League. I don't care if they all go to Utah. Nigga, that's a super team.
If everybody else is G League.
The last season don't got nothing to do with right now.
And also, that's different because all of them are better. Well, not all of them. That's a different level of. All right. Giannis right now is better than Dwayne Wade in 2011. Joker right now is better than Dwayne Wade in 2011. Luka might be.
I disagree, but all right.
You're taking a 2011 Dwayne Wade over this Giannis Antetokounmpo? This one right here?
Well, we're going 10-11. So, no, not Giannis. Definitely not Giannis. I think Giannis is the best player in the league right now. So, no, I'm not going to say Giannis.
What?
2011.
Giannis the best player in the league?
That's not crazy. I'm not upset with that.
The nigga don't got a jump shot. How the fuck he the best player in the league?
Shaq didn't either.
He was just the most dominant. That didn't mean he was the best player.
Giannis is the most dominant active player now. Probably.
That don't mean he's the best player.
Was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar ever the best player in the NBA?
Nigga, how would we know?
What?
Was Will Chamberlain ever the best player in the NBA? Was Bill Russell ever the best best player in the NBA? Being a jump shooter is not a requirement for being the best player in the NBA. It never has been.
As long as you can score, it don't really matter, you know?
Literally.
Good jump shot.
That is just another way.
But if you take, my point is, if you take, even in any era, you take 3 top 10 players in the league and you mash them all on one team, even if that team was garbage the year before, which Miami was not, but even if they were, you put them all on one team, anybody can work with that. Like that's you are a finals contender. You have a legitimate shot to go to the.
They weren't garbage the year before, but they had to gut their roster to get all these 3 together. Remember that.
I mean, why'd they go to the finals, yeah?
And Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, Russell Westbrook were on the same team. And
you left all context out of that. You let literally all context.
That's what you did, nigga. You said if you put nah. I ain't gonna slow it down. You just said if you take 3 top 10s, the rest doesn't matter. You said if we get 3 top 10s, no matter, it's a super team.
But you're not calling them 3 top 10s, right?
And did not do that.
But are you calling them 3 top 10s in the league?
Kawhi was the top 10? Kawhi was the top 10? Was Paul George the top 10?
Arguably.
Okay, cool. Beard?
No.
Beard not all right. Okay, cool.
At that time, no.
Cool. If you want it, cool. Beard was about as good as Chris Bosh. At that time, still.
You asked a specific question, nigga. You said, was that a top 10 player in the league? The answer is no.
Tripping.
Beard, Kyrie, Kevin, not top 10s.
Beard, Kyrie, Kevin on Brooklyn never got to. Okay, let me be very specific. That is absolutely a super team. The super team didn't work because they never got to play together. In those 2 years they were together, they never got a true chance to play together. They probably played less than 30 games together. I felt that team was going to steamroll to the finals if they would have all actually played together.
Not mad at it.
So Brooklyn was technically a super team. It just never panned out because the niggas was always hurt.
I also want to say, your top 10 player Chris Bosh made an All NBA team once, and it was in 2007. He never finished top 10 in the MVP race in his entire life. Mm-hmm. Never was first team All NBA ever. It was second team once again in 2007. Okay. And yet you beating the drum that dude 3 top 10s. I
said fringe.
You went back to top 10s. You only said fringe once when a nigga was like, Chris Bosh was really top 20. And
because because honestly, I just didn't have the brain power right now to really try to argue Chris Bosh being top 10 in 2010. So that's why I'm like, okay, whatever. He was in an argument. Like,
I can. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Darren Williams, Amari Stoudemire. Chris Paul.
Okay.
He better than anybody at that time?
I'm not having that discussion, so continue your point.
Duncan as well.
Duncan was
Duncan. Okay. I'm saying
niggas hell up down playing Bosh. That's crazy.
Bosh was top 20. But top 20 got to make you a super team now because like the rules you gave was 10, and he wasn't that.
He was a fringe top 10 player when he went over there. He had, to me, if you're a nigga who got your own damn team, you averaging 20 and 10, you've been to the playoffs, like, you're like a franchise guy. Now, you took those 3 franchise guys and you put them together with the best player in the league and a top 5 player in the league. Like, that's not arguable at all at that time. Like, you're going to steamroll through the effing East. Yes. So you don't get MVP for having a team like that at that time unless you do something spectacular like you did the year after that where you were flirting with the Lakers record of a winning streak and shit like that. That's when you get MVP.
Where we're separating is you just said even right now when you have a team like that and you listed having the best player. That's the person we're talking about. He didn't have the best player. He didn't have LeBron James on his team. He was LeBron James. Mm-hmm. That's why they were a super team. But
I feel like if you take any super, like I feel like Durant on that team, that is a super team. You put Durant with Wade and Bosh. That's
Durant
a super
on
team.
that team is the Suns.
No, that's not. What the hell? What? Bradley Beal's an empty stats.
You got your own team. You averaging about 30. I think you're a franchise guy. Bradley Beal.
No. I don't care about you putting up. I don't care about you putting up.
Don't get you a franchise guy.
I don't care about you putting up a bunch of empty stats on a sorry team.
Okay. Now we get context. When you just said 20 and 10, it could have been anywhere. Anybody's 20 and 10 was cool, but like, all right, cool.
Yeah, you put up 30 on a sorry team, and nobody else was there to score, so you did it. Like, okay, cool.
You put up 20 and 10. The other bigs suck. You're the face. I'm like, you run the offense because nobody else is there to score. You want to leave because you know there's no chance of you being a contender. But
let me ask you this:
cool.
Kevin Durant instead of LeBron on that team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got to move on because we got to talk about this.
Oh, you replace LeBron James with Kevin Durant on any team LeBron has ever been on, and they get worse.
Let me finish my question. Let me finish my question. Kevin Durant, Wade, and Bosh on that Miami 2010 team against LeBron's Clevelanders at that time. Who's winning that playoff series?
I'll go Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's take it a step further. Does anybody in the NBA beat that Miami team at that time?
I think the same Denver Nuggets team that beat Miami would still beat Miami.
The same what?
The same, not Denver Nuggets,
Dallas.
the same Dallas Mavericks. It was the Denver-Dallas mix-up.
So you think Kevin Durant has a finals game that he scores 8 points in? You think Kevin Durant goes 4 straight fourth quarters not getting more than 2 points? You think Kevin Durant does that against Dallas?
I think Kevin Durant does none of the other things that involve basketball because, yes, contrary to sometimes what we say on All Grind Sports, you have to do more than score at a higher level than LeBron James. So, yeah, he could probably
Durant does do
more points.
See, and y'all be saying that about other players like LeBron is the only versatile player in the league. Why you act like all KD do is score?
I act like that's the only thing that there's even a conversation about him being better about. That's the only thing. There's even a convo about like whether or not Kevin Durant is better. It's scoring. And really just
that doesn't mean he's bad at it. So he's good at those things. He's just not LeBron.
But I think scoring
I'm not really very impressed by Kevin Durant as a defender at that time in his life.
And I think the things that you're saying, Durant,
I think he rebounds okay for his size.
Hold on. I think the things that you're saying, Durant, I guess, would need supplemented because it's not good as LeBron at. I think Wade would compensate for that. Because Wade does a lot of those things just as elite as LeBron does. At least prime peak Wade does.
He defended as well. I think he defended as well.
I mean, if you're talking size, rebounding just as well.
Yeah, but when we need the rebound, and you don't get it because you're 6'4",
and that's what Bosh was for.
There we go.
That's what Bosh was for.
We needed the ball.
But we'll move on because we could be here all day with this topic.
And Kobe should be a 2 or 3 time league MVP.
Thanks.
Just slid that in there.
All right, let's go, man. Knock these teams out who ain't worth it down.
Mixing up years and shit.
Talk about them for the last time, and then we will move on. If they need Jesus, you can just say they need Jesus, and we can move the F on.
All right.
The Raptors. What do they need to focus on this summer?
I don't think they necessarily need Jesus. I mean, that situation isn't just a Charlotte Hornets, scenario where it's like they have nobody. Not saying this Charlotte Hornets team, but like the other ones before LaMelo.
Yeah,
they still got Scotty. They got RJ Barrett. They have pieces. It just feels like they need like more veteran leadership or something. Because it's not necessarily a bad team, in my opinion.
I mean, you are what your record says you are. Somebody got to lose. Draft the best player available. I agree. Get you a vet, somebody with some sense in that room, and you just let everybody get older.
Yeah, I don't think it's just a bad situation. Like, I kind of disagree with your record says you're as good as you are, because at least from a player's perspective, because
you could have said that about Memphis last year.
What do you mean?
When Ja was out and kept missing games to spit and they was dog water. So I'm saying you could, to say you are what your record says you are, I mean, not necessarily.
Ja was the only injury.
When we play you, we gonna play the person that created that record.
I just think
there.
The Grizzlies were more injured.
Come back.
I think weren't they like one of the most injured teams all time last year without Ja?
I don't recall that.
Probably.
I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. That team was beaten up. That's why they were so bad.
Yep. And
I mean, Desmond Bain was out there still.
What Desmond Bain? I don't even think was healthy that a good portion of that year either.
Shout out to
I don't remember him getting hurt for no long period.
I think he started off the season. I don't think he played
because I remember somebody had him in fantasy and he was going crazy because he was getting all the shots. And I know Jared Jackson. He played at least like 40, 50 games.
Yeah, so the Memphis Grizzlies in 2023-2024, the team lost combined 33 players to 592 games to injuries. and utilized 51 different starting lineups, which was also a record. So, I mean, that team was pretty.
Who's the players, though? You could say
There we go.
33 players, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know who's the players.
Just reading off what I'm looking at, Steven Adams had the knee injury, didn't play any that season.
Mm-hmm.
Ja Morant was suspended the first 25 games, came back, and had the shoulder injury.
I remember.
Says Desmond Bane missed a significant portion of the season due to a grade 3 sprained ankle. And maybe you care about this, maybe you don't. But Marcus Smart also missed a good bit of time with that finger injury that he had.
That was a new player who had just came over there, so that wasn't the same Memphis we were accustomed to.
That's the only thing I'm saying. That's like I feel like you can't judge an entire team by that record because I feel like. But you got to realize if they were unhealthy, I mean.
If you're unhealthy, when we come to play you, that's who we're going to play. An unhealthy team.
I'm just talking about like in a general sense. That's why I don't necessarily feel like it's just. I don't think the Raptors are as bad as what their record shows, if that kind of makes sense. Kind of like how the Pistons, I don't think last year.
I think the Raptors are what you saw. Like,
so you don't.
We can say teams at their healthiest are better, or teams at their peaks were better, or teams at their peak are better than, the median. But injuries are parts of sports. We can't guarantee that you're going to be playing another fully healthy team either. So whichever version of you showed up to create this record is who teams were facing in real time.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I'm just kind of talking about like in a sense of like looking at the future. I feel like this.
Yeah.
I mean, who do you feel? I know RJ missed some games, but who do you feel was hurt that really like derailed their season?
Oh no, I was just disagreeing on that nature, and that's why I was saying
you brought the notion, not the application.
Okay,
I'm talking about the Grizzlies. I'm kind of curious to see how their future kind of shapes up. Not saying that they'll be like a future contender and all like that, but they're a little kind of an interesting team to kind of look through these next few years, in my opinion.
Is the franchise of a playoff Toronto team already on the roster, or is it someone they have to bring in via draft or any other method?
I don't know. I'm not completely sold on Scotty. Yeah, I'm not sold on Scotty being like the best player on the championship team.
I'm not saying all that.
How about a playoff team?
In that sense, then I think if we're talking about like their best player, maybe that's a person that they have to come in. Whether that's probably not going to happen in free agency, if we're being honest. But we have to be some guy, maybe hopefully, that they could draft and pick up to make them a contender.
Yeah.
But just to be like a regular playoff team that can, they get in there contentiously, like, like 4, 5, 6 range. I feel like that could be one of those teams.
And RJ, I'm not going to lie, like very quietly, RJ has been like much better on Toronto than I ever seen him on.
Compared to New York?
Yeah. He's been playing some good basketball.
They
just been,
I think every guard looks better when you move him away from Julius Randle, but that's a different conversation. Look, man, RJ wasn't a great shooter. He was solid. Like, he could take him and wasn't a great shooter. Left-handed bandit. And when you have another left-handed bandit in Julius Randle, court look a little crowded, you know what I'm saying? Especially for a dude who did not have like the most elusiveness in terms of his moves getting to the basket. He was really a straightforward driver when he had the right. Even back at what was he, Duke kid?
Yeah, Duke. With Zion and Cam Reddish.
Word, and Montverde before
that.
That team.
Chev, I think you're probably the only one here who did the prediction episode.
I don't
talked about, and we disrespected the hell out of this team right here.
Was it Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even though they were sorry as hell, they definitely did much. They still did better than we gave them credit for. Like, I don't think we had them getting like 18 wins or something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z supposed to be looking at me like this shit gravy.
Yeah, so they finished 26-56. What does Brooklyn need to do? Draft. Let's keep drafting.
Don't touch nothing. Every time you touch stuff, man, make picks old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Every time too. Even that one Boston trade, I still haven't even got over it.
Y'all go touching shit, just draft. Let it happen.
It's crazy what that did for Boston. And then we just quietly didn't see the demise of the team who did that trade.
Like they got rid of all their.
They're still getting after effects from that. Like that's the reason nobody wants to film with Danny Ainge wants to trade with Danny Ainge no more.
Like, what you doing?
And then Minnesota was still dumb enough to do it. And now niggas really ain't finna trade with Danny Ainge.
This feel like a good deal, but Danny knows something I don't know. What you doing?
Yeah, because didn't they trade for Derek White too? I don't know what they gave up.
That was from the start.
If Danny Ainge call you about a player, pay him right now.
That's a fact. We gotta clip that.
Sam Presti want draft picks. Don't give them to him.
That's a fact. All right. Let's go Portland next.
Jesus.
They had some spurts. They did a little better than we gave them credit for too, Chef.
Tells me so.
I feel like Scoot not having that breakout season that we kind of want.
Scoot deceived me.
Yeah.
Is it too early? Is it too early to say bust, J-Wood?
It depends on what your definition of a bust is, because I still think he can be around the league. You know what I mean? But if you're saying,
I heard some people that was like, y'all giving Wemby too much attention. Scoot can sneak up and be the best player in the draft. Like, I heard some of that. I heard some of that at the time. I'm just saying.
I was sold. Like him not being the Scoot he's supposed to be to me is kind of hurting me, because I was one of those guys. I'm not gonna hold you.
Scoot, well, I don't want to hear nothing about your G League stats.
But you know,
I remember it was a big thing when he was gonna have his first summer league game. Like Scoot, like I said, hindsight is 2020. But looking back now, it's like, okay, it's been a couple years. He's had some horrendous NBA moments, like to where it's like, nigga, like why are you even on the court? So, we not in that territory yet?
I just think it depends on what your definition of a bust is. You know,
based on your definition, you're not calling him.
I can't. To me, a bust is like you drafted high, but you fighting for a spot on the team. Like you don't have I wouldn't call a guy like an Andrew Wiggins a bust, where he's not like an all-star. You know,
he won rookie of the year. They can't really call him.
I mean, didn't Michael Carter Williams win rookie of the year?
What pick was he though? Like 8, 9?
That is true. That's true.
That wasn't a top 2 pick.
That's because you went rookie of the year. Don't really mean
Yeah. Yes. Whoever was scouting for Portland, you fucked up, cuz. Yeah.
I feel like if you think somebody like Victor Oladipo is a bust, then I feel like you have to think Scoot is a bust.
But like Scoot had
Depot wasn't a bust to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you feel like he is, then I feel like you should think the same way about Scoot.
Depot was better than Scoot though.
100%. But he's also the number 2 pick? Didn't really live up to expectations either because of the injuries and all the other stuff.
But he was going cool on Orlando. They just wasn't winning like that. And then when they were about to start, he went to Indiana and actually looked like he had arrived. Like he damn near beat LeBron.
He got hurt.
And then after that season, he got hurt, and then he just never recovered from it.
Ain't it feel like Indiana was always doing that? Damn, near beat LeBron. Oh, he's a star. Next thing, you're like, yeah, all right. Just realized I was like, this is Indiana shit.
Hey, at least Paul George got to become a star before it was too late.
So, do you consider Scoot?
I mean, I just had the whole conversation about how
I think Bus
Scout's fault, but
I think Bus is at the door. He just waiting on Scoot to let him in.
I also gotta say, Scoot had us all fooled with his G League production. I ain't gonna cap to you. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was the goggles. Maybe he wanted to play bully ball because he had them broad shoulders, and then he started playing with grown men, and it don't go like that.
To me, at rookie school, it's like he just didn't seem comfortable with his shot. Like he was hesitating way too much. Like it just seemed like he was just extremely nervous.
I mean, when you shooting 30-something%,
yes.
Of course, but like I mean, he's passing up wide open mid range shots, and it's just like you gotta have a little more confidence.
Lost his confidence.
Yeah,
That's what I always heard Melo say. People don't realize 90% of your shot is confidence.
Facts. I actually think it's why a player like LaMelo Ball, I think, would have been himself anywhere. Because that boy could go 0 for 20 and not give a damn about none of that shit. When I get it, I'm going to pull it again.
In hindsight, do y'all think he would have fit on Golden State? How do y'all think that works out if they take him instead of Wiseman?
He probably becomes what Jordan Peele was. Not Peele. Poole.
You said Jordan Peele. Nigga directing his next movie, huh?
I mean, he comedy sometimes. But yeah, I think he becomes their Jordan Poole.
Damn, my bad, y'all. Probably been dark all episode. I have my LED lights on.
I'm dead.
That's how you know I was excited for today.
I think you
I
can.
low key don't,
but he can earn it off. He can earn it off.
I low key don't even want to say this team because we've been talking about them so much in the last 2 weeks. And we talked about how much dysfunction and how they probably have like the worst situation in the NBA. So let's try to keep this short and sweet. Phoenix. Before y'all start, can I give y'all a fun fact?
I think I know what you about to say.
They got fun facts? They got fun.
Fun, very fun. For us, fun for us.
Okay.
Pressing for them, I think, if I know what fact you're about to say.
How many teams are in the league again? 30?
Mm-hmm.
So there's 29 teams in the league right now that are either in the playoffs, the play-in, or the draft lottery. There's only one team that's not in any of those.
Ooh, child.
I think y'all could guess who that was.
That's a tough situation. They just can't win, huh?
Can't win for lose.
I did see they fired Mike Budenholzer. I mean,
Do you do right by Chris Paul everything you do?
What I'm trying to figure out is, and Jay, I explained this to y'all last week, like how they've had every scapegoat in the world except for the man who hired or fired all of these people, which is Mr. James Jones at the general manager position. He's the only one to be unscathed out of all of this. They got 3 coaches in the last 3 firings in the last 3 years now. And he's still standing there.
I think he's next.
He may got like a season.
Do we look at now? You kind of have to go through some people to be sure that it's the GM.
I also
false.
So okay, let me ask you this, Shad. My bad, Jay. If now is not the time that you see as the GM, what would it take for you to see as the GM?
If you don't see, I mean, if you don't see it now, you don't want to.
Fair enough.
And I also think you said JC too, like general managers or GMs, they have more leeway compared to a head coach. Like they can still be around for 5 years, but you know, they have way more time than a head coach does when it comes to turning things around.
And I said I understand that. I understand why, and I think they do deserve more leeway because it takes time to fix a situation. But
it's been time.
I feel like we have more than enough evidence that it's the GM in this situation.
Yeah, maybe it's just one of those things where they're kind of hoping that because, he's the same GM that I guess brought in Bill and Katie, even though that Bill deal was kind of.
Who said that was a good thing?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the only reason I could see them trying. Like, that's the only reason why I see him still on the team. Like, I have no other excuse for him.
Phoenix also hasn't been bad very long.
But they were bad for a long time before this era.
It's been underwhelmed.
Let's think about it. The year they went to the finals. Hold on. The year they went to the finals, they had just went like a whole decade of being irrelevant. Mm-hmm. Like they were not this team that was like, oh, we're in and out the playoffs and getting birth. Like they didn't go through the process. They were just losing the whole time. And then they went to the finals. And since then, they've been a playoff team. But there's been some even big disappointments in that time. They had one of the worst playoff losses in franchise history. You know what I'm saying? Then they tried to revamp the whole team. They got rid of their number one pick. They the I guess you could say cultivator of them getting to the finals. Got rid of him. To try to, hey, let's try to build a big three. Got Bradley Beal. But you got a big three with somebody who has a no trade clause, who's going to be damn near impossible to move, even if you wanted to. So I feel like there's been so much damage done that, you have to let it get worse before it gets better at this point. And it has to start with that guy.
By not being bad long, I'm thinking that you've built up some goodwill in being in 4 of the last 5 playoffs and a finals team in one of those, a 64-win finals team in that. And nobody was looking at him crazy when he got Kevin Durant and when he got Bradley Beal. It just didn't work.
But now you're probably about to lose Kevin Durant. So now what?
So it's when decisions that all of us were on board for go awry, some organizations are we're not going to say you made
it. Hold on, but nobody has a bigger voice than the GM.
Mm-hmm.
The owner paid you to tell him what it is. You know what I'm saying? I paid you to teach me what's good or not good for my team. I just signed the checks.
Everyone and their mother thought it was good.
But it's not just KD though, Chev. You had 3 coaches in 3 years. So it's something about your selection process
we're in a league where we watch dudes win Coach of the Year and not make it out that summer, dog. I don't think
when the last time you seen a team
I don't think losing a coach moves ownership much emotionally.
When's the last time you seen? What if anything moves it? It's that I gotta pay 3 niggas who's sitting on their couch right now, and the nigga who we bringing in.
Depending on who it is.
If nothing else disturbs the owner, it's that I'm paying niggas to sit at home on their couch with their families chilling.
It depends on which owner it is, or else dudes wouldn't be getting fired as often as they do.
When the last time we seen 3 coaches in 3 years on the team?
I don't know. I'd have to get back to you.
There we go. San Antonio.
They're hitting
that boy's shoulder. Okay.
They're hitting
Nothing else.
If Victor is okay, San Antonio is fine with their lives.
I disagree.
Draft a point guard.
I think they need better players. I don't think Wemby and Fox is enough to make some playoffs.
Well, no. You already have a point guard because you got De'Aaron Fox. I forgot about that. Shout out to De'Aaron.
Yeah.
I don't think Wemby and Fox is enough to contend. It's not, but we're in Wemby's 3rd year in the NBA. No one expects you to contend right now. That ain't even what you're doing. You're building.
I don't think. Okay, we got a draft coming up. We got free agency coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you take this same exact team and go into next year, I would not give them more than 40 million.
Okay.
That's not good.
Panic. I think they
not panic, but somebody needs to put some pep in their step.
By doing what?
Go get some guys to play with Wemby. Draft better. What you mean?
Draft better. They've got the rookie of the year, don't they? That's drafting bad. Everybody was going to pick Wemby. Was going to pick Victor. That ain't drafting bad. They go get some guys. They went and got De'Aaron Fox. Realistically, you weren't going to do much better than that. What are they doing wrong? It just takes time.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think it depends on how patient you are with the Spurs. Because obviously, I don't feel like next year is going to be the year where they, flip the script.
Yeah, no.
This kind of depends on how much time you give this team.
Is it possible Pop isn't adapting to this new generation?
They may be a playoff team now if Wemby doesn't get hurt. Or a play-in team.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now you're talking.
I mean, I'm not really expecting Pop to come back next year, to be honest with you, with the health situation.
With everything going on.
Yeah. Which, prayers to him. But
absolutely.
I'm kind of looking going forward like they're going to go without Pop, in my opinion.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground, Raspberry Bus Friday.
What? They might have been a playoff team before he got injured, like fifth, sixth, something like that. Anyway, we doing Philly?
Oh, they weren't winning nothing. I don't think they were winning anything.
Definitely not.
Old drought when Embiid got hurt.
I remember it because we had an entire conversation about Wemby possibly being an all-star. They might have been like ninth at the most.
Their future really just kind of revolves around what's going to happen with Embiid.
I think the moment you get a healthy Embiid stretch, you trade him. As soon as you get a stretch where his value is shown.
I think all fantasy owners should take the same exact advice that Chev just gave next year.
I mean, and it's interesting because you can get some. I feel like the right team will give you really extremely good value for an Embiid type player who just won MVP not that long ago.
You better be looking for one of them Paul George robberies.
I think there'll be a team dumb enough to make a really bad trade for Embiid.
Y'all think Paul George has played his last game as a Sixer?
No.
I don't know. Oh, by Paul George robbery, I mean what Oklahoma City.
No, I wasn't referring to your comment. I'm saying in general. Do y'all think Paul George will be back in Philly this summer, or do they move?
Is he a free agent? Is he a free agent, or does he have?
He just signed a 3-year deal.
I don't know who takes him.
Apparently, Atlanta has some interest.
I don't know why we would do that. Well, not we, because I ain't an Atlanta.
No, you said it right, nigga. You know you at home.
I get mail.
I think he does come back, but I'm just not. I mean, they have the piece. They have piece. They have Maxey. They got McCain. It kind of just depends on what's happening around with Embiid. Like, are you keeping Embiid? Is he going to be the same Embiid when he comes back? Are you going to trade him? Their future kind of revolves around what the situation is.
He might end up just pulling an Andrew Luck and be like, man, I'm tired of this shit.
I think if Embiid is the same, you still trade him.
Yeah, let that be somebody else's headache.
I think the best case scenario for them is that Embiid's the same and they can trade him, because there's a point where how the organization feels about you and you feel about the organization and the fit just not being there to where I think they saw how far they're going to go with Joel Embiid, even at his best. So go get the assets, try to start over.
Was there a shot that Doc Rivers here?
I think was that when Jimmy was there? I think that shot was Jimmy.
Yeah.
When they lost to Toronto.
Mm-hmm. I thought that team could have won a championship.
Well, you only saying that because Golden State ended up getting hurt.
Yeah,
but we didn't know that about anyone.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they're the only super team I've seen in my real life. No one was winning a championship if they were healthy.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy was a requirement for Ben Simmons working in Philadelphia.
I feel like Embiid has like kind of little tensions with Philadelphia in general.
Yeah.
I feel like both sides are kind
of he don't even have with they journalists no more. He had the situation with old boy and I don't even think he feel at home anymore.
I think the refusal to pay Jimmy Butler closed the championship window for that team.
I agree.
Chose Tobias over Jimmy.
Because
y'all crazy work.
Still look at Brett Brown, all types of crazy for making Ben Simmons a point guard. Ben Simmons was not a point guard. Ben was a power forward with handles and could pass. You took like what would have been his superpower at his position put him in another position where it's just cool. And now the one thing he does bad, which was shoot the ball, is a glaring problem. Nobody cares if a power forward isn't a good shooter. Historically, most of them were not.
Yeah.
But when you run point and I don't have to guard you, that changes everything. And you had Jimmy, who in those moments can just take the ball. But instead, you surrounded him by J.J. Reddick's and Josh Richardson's and spot-up shooters, which is cool because Ben can find you. He can drive, kick, and all that. But if you don't care about guarding that drive, because he's not going to eat up the space that you're backed up, he needs to get off the ball. And J.J. not going to run point. Tobias not going to run point.
Right.
Ben Simmons needed to be around Jimmy Butler, and they took that. Or he needed to just be played at power forward like he spent his whole damn life.
Charlotte.
They need a Jesus.
Coop. Go get Coop.
That's it. You think the league gonna let them get Coop though?
That's
They don't deserve Coop. How many high picks these niggas done got?
But they could look at
Melo
Coop.
And then y'all paid Miles Bridges. Nigga, you don't deserve Coop.
You know what? You're right.
I don't know. I feel like, but the league can see potential with LaMelo, Bridges, Miller and Coop. They could see a little bit. I mean, what are the options right now? Really, you got Wizards, Portland.
Hey man, it's because if they don't get Coop, you kind of have to take Ace because
I think they let him go.
Melo play the same spot.
Yeah. I forgot about Ace, and I'm not even really sold on him.
I have my issues with Ace Bailey. Nothing personal, nothing. I don't know the nigga. I'm saying like efficiency. You rail thin. You super skinny, raw, athletic as hell. But
I'd rather see him develop a little bit more before he coming into the league. In my opinion,
I'm not mad at that.
Maybe you can do that in the NBA too. I don't know. I just feel more comfortable of him working on his game in college rather than the NBA.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if you do it in college, you get the opportunity to see yourself be a dominant player on national television, and at a level closer to the NBA. Whereas if you try doing it in the NBA, you're more likely to end up like Cam Reddish.
I've heard that some like now what these players are using because now you get paid, so they can't say it's because I need the money. A lot of these players are now using like because college has restrictions on how much I can practice and all of that. Like that's why I'm going to the league so I can be able to practice more and not have those limitations.
Possible.
It's crazy too though, because sometimes it can hurt your stock too. Like the Cal Filipowski guy, the guy who played at Duke, whatever. He's on the Jazz right now. He was projected like his junior year, I believe. He was projected like a lottery pick. And then like the next year after, he went from a projected lottery pick to a second round pick. So I mean, I guess it just kind of depends on the player and their skill set.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation because dudes will say, "Oh, yeah, I don't get to develop much in college because of the other obligations you have throughout the day." But them G League Ignite kids didn't look any more special coming into the draft than necessarily their college counterparts were.
And that's why I never liked the G League deal anyway.
The idea.
Yeah.
Like, I think the best player we got out of that was Jalen Green.
Hey,
right?
Man.
And like the Thompson twins behind him.
I think that's it.
Kuminga's okay. We just talked about Scoop.
And those are guys who really are like, they're good players, don't get me wrong, but they can't really break.
I mean, you got the veteran who did it before everybody else. It wasn't G League, but Brandon Jennings said, "I'm going elsewhere to get some money, and then I'll be back."
I ain't trying to have no Brandon Jennings.
All right.
I'm
just saying
somewhere else.
If we just stick to just that, Brandon Jennings did kind of like cultivate that. Like, let me get this money.
Yeah.
Elsewhere,
Sure, 100%.
not the college system, and then I'm gonna still get drafted high.
Facts. That happened.
Pels.
Pelicans?
Yep.
I'm just trying to see when they're gonna get rid of Zion.
Get off of Zion right now.
I'm
Get
just,
Get off my boy free. Get off my boy Zion.
No,
Right now.
I'm not bashing Zion. I'm just bashing the situation that he's in.
Let Freak Nasty go, man.
That team is just a weird team. I don't know. Like it's like you cannot win in New Orleans.
You
Like,
can't trust that man to be healthy long enough. You can't. And if he goes and he's healthy somewhere else, you live with
eat
that.
that.
You
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
you couldn't trust him to be healthy where he was at.
Mhm.
Maybe Zion. Matter of fact, I think Zion is an elite defensive end who was like mistook himself for a basketball player. Not to say he's not talented, not to say he can't hoop. Obviously, he can hoop. Like I'm saying, his body just don't work for the NBA for extended periods of time. Maybe
he need one game a week.
Maybe he needs one game a week. 16, 17
back
for the year. Explosive moments. Get off on offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, get off the field on offense. You know, get you some Gatorade, get back. You can carry the extra weight and don't nobody say nothing. I think that's Julius Peppers masquerading as a basketball player. And yeah, that's why when dudes be having that, like, yo, NBA players can play in the NFL conversation. Everybody want to talk about Bron James and Russell Westbrook and Anthony Edwards. I'm like, y'all don't look at this 290 nigga over here.
And most of these football players play basketball, and most of them are really.
I'll take Zion to be a starting defensive end faster than anybody else could switch sports between the NBA and the NFL and get a starting job.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna just give Nova Jesus because I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know where to start with that. Like, it's like they get a couple little pieces here and there, a couple guys who are able to put up some decent numbers here and there, show a little bit of promise. But as far as just putting together a contending team, and then I think the Zion thing of them keep trusting that, he's gonna one of these seasons break out and just be that generational guy to give them 50 plus wins, go to the offs, and this nigga ain't went to the playoffs yet. I don't know where to start with them guys. I think it's a cluster up.
Hasn't this really always been the story for the Pelicans? Like, even with Anthony Davis, it's kind of like, you have a great player.
Well, no, because they had some good runs, though, when AD was there.
I mean, it's like
that year when they had Rondo and Drew and Cousins. I think Cousins got hurt right before the playoffs. But
I mean, that's them basically saying the best thing that they can do for you is like a first round exit.
But they had that upset against. I mean, people probably look at it as like an upset now, but at the time it was an upset when they beat Dame and them, and they held Dame to like 30%, and AD went the F off. Rondo was showing his winning ways wherever he went. You know what I'm saying? The only reason they lost because they ran into Golden State.
And again, the Pelicans have that interesting situation where you want to get off Zion, but you kind of can't because the NBA doesn't allow the Pelicans to not have a star or y'all get shut down. So.
And Jay, also, I think AD's era was dead smack in the middle of the Golden State dynasty. So honestly, nobody really, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not saying that
nobody truly had action at that time.
I'm not saying that they had to be like, a Western Conference Finals team or like that. It's just that they were kind of stuck in either a mediocrity or just barely good enough to make it into the playoffs. That's kind of how it was for Pelicans. Like, they couldn't.
Well, they did win the playoffs.
Like a thief in the night, somebody was tampering with their power forward for a year and then, got him up out of there.
That's true. I remember the games Anthony Davis got booed in New Orleans. That was crazy. But honestly, the best thing for that team, they should just relocate. It's not going to work out in New Orleans.
Didn't they do that already?
They need to do it again.
They got in New Orleans.
They got the smallest market out there in New Orleans too, like right next to Memphis, and they can't do squat.
Maybe if they get their actual name back, it helps. Who knows? A name that makes sense.
Pelicans makes sense. They on the coast a little bit.
Not the New Orleans.
No, I'm saying the true name that they supposed to have. This next thing we're going to talk about. The Utah Jazz. Who's leading the pack of the Cooper Flag sweepstakes.
Same thing. Get Coop.
I don't even like that organization, to be honest.
When do we find out? Like, we got like a month, like right before the conference finals, right? They do the lottery.
Yeah.
Wait, do y'all have Coop as a consensus number one? First of all,
Yes.
Okay.
You'd be stupid not to draft him one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think Coop and Ace was a conversation early in the season. Like, no, I'll say before the season, but after it, no.
I wouldn't even doing that, but I feel like I mean, because like I realized like a year ago, like Cooper Flag was on the Olympic team just playing against them boys, and like he was kind of dominating some of the guys on that team. Like to me, that was when it kind of sold it.
I'd love to hear who these players that they talking about though.
Yo,
Like, was that Tyrese Halliburton that he? You know what I'm saying? Like,
we stop with the dominating because we keep replaying the same 3 clips. Come on, dominating.
Oh, okay, I'm not gonna
He
say
held his own. He wasn't embarrassed. He didn't get kicked off the court.
but he just looked really solid in that moment.
Dominating.
Okay, that's my number one.
Saw Anthony Davis palm that man jump shot. He was dominating. Like, all right, relax.
Maybe dominating was the wrong word, but he looked very, very good against some of those guys. Even if it was just a picked up Olympic basketball thing, he just looked good, man. Pause. But you know, he looks solid.
I think
I said that a little.
does too much of everything for like anyone else to be in a conversation in this class of going ahead of him. Like, I don't know if I'd put him number one in every class. Like, probably, I'm like, absolutely not. But this one for sure. I wouldn't have taken him over Victor. Cade would have been a conversation. Paolo would have been a conversation.
I may give it to him over Paolo, to be honest.
How people felt about Paolo at the time, I think he would have been projected over Paolo.
oh yeah, hey,
Like, with that hindsight, it's like, ooh,
hey, I got an
got
off-season
under
idea that we're gonna do. By the way,
what up?
hold on, because I put it in my notes. I don't want to say it wrong. Okay, we are going to do an episode at one point, sometime during the off season, of like a best to worst or worst to best number one picks since like 2000.
That'd be
So y'all gear up for that. Me and my boy came up with the idea.
Now, I'm just gonna ask one question about the criteria.
Okay.
Would that be best player or what you did for the franchise that drafted you?
Best player.
Okay, cool.
That's the word. Or worst to best, whatever. But we're gonna do that.
Before we like hop off this conversation too, like and just about this draft class, what I've noticed, you know, last year's draft class, it was very like a lot of international players. This year, the theme seems to be like freshmen. Like I looked like at a mock draft just to see, you know, like what's up, what's people thinking. Like the top 13,
The Americans up in there.
yeah, like the top 13 on most people's mock drafts were like straight freshmen. And that kind of shocked me. I'm not gonna hold you.
Hey, man, it's cyclical. It happens.
All right, let's get these last two out the way, man. Utah. Oh yeah, y'all said it. Y'all said cool, right? Okay. Is it the same thing for the last team?
Utah Jazz. Wait, who's next?
Nah, these Washington Wizards.
Jesus, because if y'all got, I figure like y'all would find a way to mess it up.
The only team that gave Bradley Bill that contract, ain't it? Or am I tripping?
Say it again.
Then they give Bradley Bill that contract. That's why he's so same team.
200 and a no trade clause. I, for the life of me, still can't figure out how the agent swung that. How do you make him the only player in the NBA with a no trade clause?
Yeah, y'all need to draft.
Like, who the F is he supposed to be?
The Wizards look
All
like
you had?
Yeah. The Wizards
All
look like a
had
team
to
that
put
in a few years, people are just going to post their like really, really good like bench players like Bilal, I can't pronounce his last name, and like other players, and
I know
they'll
you're
put,
talking about.
like really good bench players on like contender type teams. That's what the Wizards look like. They're going to get poached sooner or later.
Y'all got to get Cooper Flag, Paige Beckers,
Juju next year.
Can I get Juju next year? AJ DeBanster.
Maybe you can somehow get 96 MJ or something like that.
And Peterson.
Maybe Katie finally wants to come back home. Washington D.C. or something.
Oh, Lord. Damn, no. We got to have a conversation about KD, but we don't got time. We gotta have a conversation. Okay. All right. That's everybody, right? I believe.
Yeah.
That's the rest of the team that we probably won't be talking about until October.
Basically.
Okay.
If we forgot you, then you probably deserve to be forgotten.
Other than draft talk. But okay, let's go. Play-in preview, predictions. Atlanta, Orlando, what we doing? Who's getting that 7 seed?
Atlanta.
I'm going Orlando.
This is a tough one because I feel like Trae Young, I feel like he has a switch.
That's going to be a good game.
But I also like Orlando just all around how they're built. I feel like they should be able to beat this Hawks team. So I'm gonna go Magic with the hopeful thought that Trae Young doesn't just go extremely like ordinarily crazy, like he drops like a 50 like that. I'm gonna go Orlando, but I'm not confident with that answer.
I'm going Orlando with my whole chest. Okay, so we're gonna stay in the East. Miami, Chicago. We're gonna do the whole side of the tournament of our 7 and 8 seed. So Miami, Chicago, who wins that? I know this nigga gonna play. Chev, who you got? Miami, Chicago.
Miami.
I have the strangest feeling that Miami's gonna fumble this game.
I mean, they are
as much as I hate to see it.
9. Would that be fumbling? Or just losing?
I think Miami should be able to beat Chicago. But I'm not gonna lie, the pedal has been we've been doing this fit in the last 3-4 weeks. He's been playing some really good basketball, which is crazy because I actually used to stand this guy. So it's disappointing that I'm not enjoying it. But yeah, they've been playing some pretty good basketball. But I think, if you know what, so I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go Miami because I think Kobe might have one of them bad shooting nights he has every 10 games. So
look, I'm gonna say Miami. I'm gonna try to say this as unbiased as I can. We got Kobe White. Take what you want with it. Eastern Conference Player of the Month. You got Josh Giddey, who's been really, really good. We swept the Heat, and I was going to say that again, a regular season. But not only that, I'm also looking at it from a momentum perspective. I feel like this Bulls team since the All-Star break has been hot. Like I'm not going to say like we've been great, but we've looked really, really good. I feel like the momentum is on our side compared to a Miami team that kind of just lost Jimmy Butler. They're still kind of down in the dumps about it because they're not as good as they wanted to be this year. I feel like all the momentum kind of rides on Chicago right now. I feel like we should be able to take an opportunity to kind of overlaps that and beat Miami, hopefully.
Not bad.
So, that being said, Jay Will, give me your 7 and 8 seed on the Eastern Conference. And then share the same question.
So 7 and 8, that's going to be Orlando. Or the 7th seed, excuse me, right? Because if they beat the Hawks, they get the 7th seed.
Right.
So we'll go Orlando, so that means they match up against the Celtics. That 8th seed, that's going to be a rematch of last year's play-in for that last spot. I'm going to go Hawks for that 8th spot. I don't think we beat the Hawks.
I have them the same but flipped. I think it goes Hawks, Orlando.
I think Trey beats Miami, so I'm gonna go basically how it is. Orlando. They be going through all of this. This would be the exact same 7 and 8 seed, I think.
Yeah.
It's really a position where, like, I would not be surprised if any of those teams make it in general.
Oh, of the changes the league has made and over the last several years, I've loved the play-in.
I've learned to live with it to where it doesn't tug at my spirit, but I do still disagree that you had 82 games to get a top 8 seed and you didn't get it, and then we're giving you another chance. Like, I don't agree.
Now you had 82 games to get a top 6 seed. You didn't get it.
But to me, also see, I have to agree with you. Like to me, first of all, as a Bulls fan, I've been in the play-in for like the third, fourth straight year. It's kind of just.
I think y'all had to play it every year, like
playing the same team. So, like, as a Bulls fan, I do not like it. As an NBA fan, I think it gives good entertainment value, but at the same time, I don't necessarily like the idea of like a 46, 47 win team as a 16 or as a 6 seed having to compete with a 10th seed who is like a good little bit under 500 for a playoff spot. I don't necessarily.
Hey
like
Jay, you know what Ragu said about that?
You gonna say just win?
He said then the 10 seed should lose.
I know, but like,
that 36-46, nigga, they should lose.
Just like the play-in makes a lot of sense right now for a Bulls team that's got 39 wins and a 9 seed.
It's a bad.
When the Hawks have 40 in the 8th.
I'd rather just take the all season off. I'll be fine with an 8 versus 9 seed. I just don't know.
That is true, Chef. You'd be surprised how many fans would just be cool. Like, you know what? We'll just take the lottery. We know we ain't winning this year. Like, we'll take the lottery pick.
Yeah, but I like good basketball games. And I think, you know what I'm saying, if we're willing to cover more than 3 teams in the NBA at a time, we can enjoy some.
I mean, let's be real. Outside of Memphis, outside of the Memphis Golden State game, unless you like a real hoop fan like me and you are, ain't nobody gonna care about these games. Nobody cares about Atlanta, Orlando, Miami, Chicago, Dallas, and Like nobody gives a F.
I was about to say the playing from the west side of the field has been always entertaining to me. It's just kind of
yeah, because Steph been in it with these Home Depot workers he's been playing with the last 3-4 years. So that's the only reason why.
Does every decision you make regarding have to cater to the casual specifically?
Ain't that the whole reason you're doing it? To bring more casuals because you want the money? They don't care about niggas like us. They don't care about hoop heads. They want the casuals.
Theoretically, yes.
Why you think these media platforms talk about LeBron and the Lakers all damn day?
Because they want the casuals. I'm saying theoretically the only way to retain the casuals is to actually have a good product when they get here.
And Steph and Ja will deliver on that. The other 3 games, not so much.
And we got to keep making sure this Steph and Ja happen. 3 games.
But they the sacrificial lambs. All right. So we're done with the East, right? Or Chef, did you answer? Your 7 and 8 seed?
I said Atlanta and Orlando.
Oh, so what it is now?
Yeah, but like flipped.
Got you. Atlanta will be 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not happening. It's the big one, not the little one. Pause. Memphis, Golden State.
Is Jimmy healthy? Because I know he.
Oh yeah, he did get hurt in the last game. That's some cold spit. That's some cold spit. He got hurt like toward the end of the game too.
Even then, is that really a deciding factor?
Hell yeah! Did you see how they was playing before Jimmy got there?
They were a different team.
But this Grizzlies is another team that's I feel like kind of lost momentum extremely since the All-Star break. They have not.
And if you bring up momentum one more time,
I mean it's valid.
Carries into the playoffs, you know, like
this ain't the playoffs.
Heads down, postseason, whatever. I mean,
this ain't the playoffs, nigga. This is one chance. You got one shot to not miss your chance to blow.
I mean, for these teams, it basically is the playoff feeling type because it's either you in it or you out. You know, so I mean, it kind of rides on this game.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you could be a lesser team and just get hot one game and pop them, and you in there.
And as long as y'all got Wardell and unfortunately the defensive player of the year, y'all got a shot.
This is I don't know. This was a tough one, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. This could go either way. And Ja turned up the last time he saw Steph and them in the play-in.
That's a good game. Ooh, you talking about the play-in? I thought you were talking about the last.
No, the play-in. Remember the Golden State lost to the Lakers, and then they lost. They made it like they were the 7th seed, I believe, or 8th seed.
A a hard time counting Golden State out in scenarios like this.
If Jimmy doesn't play, I'm with you. Like, I don't see them beating Memphis. I don't see them having enough. But with Jimmy,
I'm gonna say it as if Jimmy is playing, because as far as I know, they haven't said he's out. So I'm gonna just take it right now as Jimmy is playing. He's gonna be in that game. I think Golden State should beat the Grizzlies. I think is it a home game for them too? Because they're the higher seed.
yeah, chasing.
Yeah, I think I like the Warriors if Jimmy is.
I got Memphis popping them. I'm gonna go with the young guy, man. I think Ja hungry right now, and he out for blood.
Yeah, always hungry. Boy, about 90 pounds, man. They ain't got nothing.
Man, Ja different, man. I think niggas done forgot. He about to remind you.
He's played better.
We forget.
That's what you scoring was.
Did y'all put him in the All-Star game when we did the list, or was that just me?
No, that wasn't forgetting. That was based on the season he was having. Ja has played better than he did. That's not people forgetting. That's no, nigga, you was playing better than this before. What you want me to do?
I think on this 10-game stretch, he's averaged 27 points or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I'm saying. So I think he getting back to the Ja that we all knew and loved.
Yeah,
which is dangerous.
Not be a 10-game stretch. That used to be the season.
Yeah, but I mean, you're coming off of ACL tear.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nice.
Which is, again, we didn't forget.
I mean, I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. It's, sometimes it's easy to forget if you don't see it for a while.
Ja, eliminate. No, not well, because you can't eliminate him. It's just the first play.
Yeah, it's just the first game. Yeah.
Win the game, bro. Uzi spray. Like, I'm just saying, man. You can hit the bazooka. You can drive the tank. You gotta come up with something great.
You can't do that, man. It's playoffs. You suspended for a game. That can mean a lot.
Look, man, y'all let white dudes name themselves after guns.
AK-47, AR-15.
I understand it, but the NBA already after him right now.
Yeah, no, but you know what it is too, Jay? It's also the media in general. Like, they're instigating too. Oh, Ja makes this kind of gesture. And he could be doing something that everybody does, but because it's Ja, they want to make it a headline to bring attention to it. So they know what they're doing. Breaking news, Paige Becker is the first pick in the WNBA draft. She is going to the Dallas Wings.
Keep up with my Mystics while we're doing this.
I think Paige and Arike would be a really cold backcourt to watch. I'm assuming Arike is still around. I remember Shorty coming out of high school and all the hype and Paige was supposed to be generational in that 2020 class. And
that entire
I think her being this player after the multiple knee injuries is honestly amazing.
That's the best class of all time, top 5. That's Caitlin Clark, that's Beckers, that's
Cameron Brink, that's Angel Reese, and that's Camila Cardozo.
Cameron Brink, too. Yeah, I forgot about her.
As far as changing the league or changing the sport, yeah, that class is special. Paige, my favorite player in that class. But
I'm going Reese.
I'm a Reese hater and lover because she went to LSU, so I always have a little bit of disdain for her. But it's kind of hard not to like her, in my opinion. I don't know. She's kind of won me over.
Love it. Back to regular schedule programming.
Cool people play style just doesn't entertain me.
Which ones?
Angels.
Her
of the
I ain't know that game. That last game,
Parker type. You're the worst one.
That last national game she had against Caitlin when they had the 20-point comeback and she scored 27 points. That was everything.
Oh, I ain't saying she ain't cold. She's
great basketball. Yeah,
that's true. I'm never saying Angel Reese is bad at basketball. Fuck no.
Did you pick for this game?
Memphis.
You got Memphis.
I got Memphis. Yeah.
Jay, you got to go to State. Okay, so Let's go Dallas and a sack. I'm riding with Dallas. Shout out my nigga B-Dub. He just signed that 2-year contract, man. Super proud of you. Keep doing your shit, big dog. Yeah, I'm riding with Dallas on that game.
This is a tough one too. I'm not gonna hold you.
Dak and DeMar are kings.
Yep.
But De'Aaron is not. But Sabonis.
Yep.
Everybody healthy?
Yep.
I'm going Sacramento.
I think besides Monk, isn't Monk's out?
Leak out? All right. Still going Sacramento.
I think I'm gonna have to go Sacramento too. That's a tough one because I really don't want to count AD and the Mavs out. Because he's looked solid since
they haven't really lost with him.
He's looked solid for a decade. Anthony Davis is good at basketball.
I mean, yeah, but
he said they look solid. He didn't just say AD though. He said they when they have him.
Okay. I thought you said I can't care about because AD looks solid. I'm like, AD always look.
I'm just like that. And
he not wrong. They've only lost like 1 or 2 games when Anthony Davis is in the lineup.
Like injury prone, for sure, but like never bad.
I just feel like being a biased Bulls fan too. I feel like DeRozan's like just due to have a good game in the play-in. I'm not talking about playoff DeRozan. Y'all can. I don't even want to talk about.
Well, his baby girl carried him the last time he was in the play-in. It ain't like it was him.
Carry. He still had like 2-3 games where he got like 11 points. So I ain't gonna say carry necessarily, but
yeah, she carried that nigga.
They
lost that game about 3-4 points. She had them miss about 10-15 free throws.
That was like our only win that series.
Yeah, and y'all lost right after that anyway because y'all didn't have baby girl there. Should have let her skip school for that.
Okay, I don't disagree with you.
All right, who's y'all 7 and 8 seed on the West? I got Memphis, and I think Golden State will be enough to beat Dallas. So I'm gonna go Memphis, Golden State. They're just gonna flip their seeds.
I also have Memphis in the Dubs. Steph shooting one of y'all to hell in one of these playing games. It's so much fun. But yeah, I'm not betting against Golden State to miss the playoffs. I don't think I'm that far removed.
I like Golden State 7, obviously, since I said they beat Memphis. I like Memphis over Sacramento. Yes, I do. Yeah, I'll take Memphis over Sacramento at the 8th spot.
There you have it, man. That was fun, gentlemen. Appreciate y'all. I know it's getting a little late over there on y'all side. Tomorrow, it's time, man. Postseason basketball. And we're gonna be gearing up, man. We'll be here for y'all every Monday or every other Monday, whatever, because I know they got the 7-game series. Thank y'all for pulling up, man. Thank you to my brother, 210, Tizzy, Tyrell. I know you tried, but get your spit together next time. We'll get you back on and ready to well with us so you can pop your spit about your Clevelanders. Other than that, man, make sure y'all check us out on all major directories, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Just type in All Grind Sports Show. Appreciate y'all. That's episode 149 in the books. And yeah, go Lakers, go Rams, go Dodgers, go Sparks. Peace. See y'all later.
Clevelanders, Reed Richards, TV dinners, Knicks and 6, baby.
I also like to say, Chip, because it's been a minute since I've talked to you. You know, I've been watching what you've been doing, and you've been doing a good job. So just keep it up what you're doing, man. Because I've been watching. You've done a great job on IG. I watch all your little clips and stuff like that. Keep it up, bro. Because you right now, man.
And Chef, also, you know what? Let me add to the flowers since Jay brought that up. Also sent you a fan, Chef. There's this girl. I used to have this should be an off topic, but I'll tell you now. No, it's not crazy. It's nothing crazy.
Okay.
But there's this girl that I used to do my first podcast with before I had this sports fit. It was just black culture, hip hop type of fit, right?
All right, cool.
And I had 2 co-hosts. One of them was a girl that I met from her doing poetry.
Okay.
She called me recently, like 4 years later, removed from us doing our podcast, because she's seen the sports podcast that then got 1 million episodes now. She was wondering, like, when we gonna get back to ours? So I brought you up, and I was like, you know what? One of our partners on the show, one of my co-hosts, he's actually like one of the world's, top poets type shit. And I sent it to him, so she's following you now, and she loved your work. So,
who's this?
It's the homegirl Yana. She used to do. I'll consider y'all the link. Y'all can look at some of the old clips we had. We had some real deep. It was more, deep topics on there, more serious stuff. Isaiah, even that's how me and Isaiah actually started. He was on that show once. He was one of our guest appearances. We pulled up all the way from the Bay, and we did an episode on that and built our chemistry off of that. So,
matter of fact, Isaiah's still in Vegas.
He's in Vegas now. He was in the Bay at the time.
Oh, I gotta hit him because I'm gonna be there next month.
Oh yeah, absolutely, the show. And then he's coming out here. You said early next year, right?
Yeah,
got you. I might come out with you in Vegas. You said next month.
Yeah.
Got you. I might be able to. That's not that far. Vegas and LA is cousin. So.
Oh, bet.
Yeah. Just let me know the date, and I'll try to come around with you. You performing?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I think 2 or 3 days. I'm performing one day. I'm teaching a workshop the next, and the other day probably just like miscellaneous, see the city and shit.
Yeah, let me know the dates, and I'll try to see if I can work something up.
Cool.
But
I
love y'all, my brothers.
Man. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All y'all keep doing the spit. Jay, you as well, man. Keep doing your spit over there at Ole Miss. Chef, keep doing your thing on the poetry spit. I know I ain't got to tell you that. You've been out here killing it already. But we rooting for you, my dog. And we gone.
Everybody's grown, now that's why it's changing. House party cracking on because T Green had to beat for your boy too. Fisher 15's freshman, I was fresh then, still is.